Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and I've started to use Twitter a lot more as well, so follow me there. I think it's Dan Who Reviews. But as always, I'm not on my own for these live streaming. I do have my co-host, so everybody please say hello to the one and only Hero.Collections, Brandon.
Great to be back. Happy Friday. It's been a hell of a week, so I'm excited to talk some more toys.
Beautiful. So we're going to wait a couple of minutes for some people to get in. So as always, say hello to the people in the chat for me.
Yes.
I'm just going to post this around on a few places. People, if you've just joined and you want to help us out, as I said, we're going to try and get this some people in here as we talk about army builders and tell you the story of the Hydra Goon as well, because it's a funny one. Share it on Instagram. Tweet about it, put it on Facebook, whatever you want to do is help build these little live streams and get everyone involved. So I'm just going to post this on a few groups. Hopefully people don't hate me.
So we got Manny Fresh in the chat. So he just bought a Storm 2-pack from a buddy in Canada. Do you see that?
Yeah, I seen
Storm and Thunderbird have started hitting.
I seen Toying Around get it nice and early.
Yeah, it started hitting Toys R Us, I think it was, in Canada. Rob Oliver is here. We got Darth Albert here. Thor 2012. Sebastian is here. Jacob Rodriguez is here. Ronald Ramos. We got Thor again. Darth Alba.
Pow.
Phil Jones is back. Mark
Phil.
Tack is back.
I like seeing regular names. Honestly, people, it really does. Massively appreciated.
Ramblin' Mahoney is back with a super chat.
Pow. Thank you very much, Ramblin' Mahoney, getting the ball rolling. I like it because we're going to talk army builders, and we all know army building is an expensive game. It's a rich man's blood. But he says, happy Friday, y'all. Excited to talk about toys with funny accents. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I tried to do an American accent on a parallel stream last week, but it was like 3 a.m. I was dead, and I was just, I can't do accents. I genuinely can't. I can't manipulate my voice or anything like that. But yeah, hopefully the super chat popped up on the screen. Yeah. So shout out Ramblin' Mahoney. Honestly, much appreciated as always. There you go. Toying Around's in the chat. Toying Around is who is got the Storm and Thunderbird 2-pack already. He's been getting that. Very jealous of that. But thank you for joining us, Toying Around. Much appreciated. Hopefully when I figure out how to get more than one person on camera on these streams, we could start having some guests.
Absolutely.
Laser Pants. Laser Pants, this is my legal name. Someone was calling him, I think Manuel was calling him Taser Face. Laser Pants was reminding him of Taser Face from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But thank you very much, Laser Pants. Laser Pants is his legal name. It's on his birth certificate. I have seen his driving license. It says Laser Pants. I don't know what his real name is. Could be anything. All right, who else we got? We got the Wolfpack is in here. Benjamin, Rob.
Yeah, we got Wolfpack. Yeah.
MCU Collector's driving. Be careful. Don't be on your phone and drive. Right, it's dangerous times.
Have you seen those videos coming out of California though?
Yeah.
With the wildfires.
It looks like the apocalypse. I've seen Shartam has put up a picture and Parallel put up a picture. It's like a orange sky, isn't it? Yeah, like apocalypse is coming.
It looks scary.
Well, stay safe, everybody. Let's just talk toys. Let's keep it fun. September 11th is always a hard day for a lot of people. I remember where I was. I'm sure like the rest of you. But let's talk about our distraction, the things we love, and that is toys. And as I said, today is all about army building. And if you're from the UK, then make sure you get your cider out ready, because this live stream and cider is becoming a nice tradition that I like. This one has been in the fridge waiting. Brandon's told me he doesn't drink, so hopefully he can get himself a Yazoo milkshake or a glass of water or something. But I'll be drinking some Koppelberg, as I said. We know I've done the Who Easy segment. We all know what this is about. So cheers, everyone. Right. Let's get into this. Right, because I want Oh, shout out to Mark.
Hats off for the Hellfire Club find. I found the SPDR wave in Forbidden Planet first.
Yeah, if
All those
If-
years
if I-
ago, and people were asking me to show it bare-chested, and you featured me on a vid.
So basically, the super chat talks. So if you have a super chat, it talks. But I haven't worked it out, Brandon, where you can hear it. So hopefully the chat heard that. Let us know in the chat if you just heard Mark's super chat talk. Hopefully it was some sexy robot that just spoke to you. But I'll repeat it for Brandon because obviously he didn't hear it. Yeah, it says, Dan, hats off for the Hellfire Club find. I found the SPDR wave in Forbidden Planet first all those years ago, and people were asking me to show it bare-chested. And you featured me on the vid. I do remember that, Mark. I do remember that actually. It's always nice when the UK gets something first, and it's always Forbidden Planet. I think Forbidden Planet sometimes don't understand the embargo dates because I think this is the figure that In Demand Toys were talking about a few weeks back, where they said they've got it in stock, but they're not allowed to show it or put it up yet.
Yeah.
So I do think I think In Demand, Comic and Cartel, Star Action, I genuinely think they've got this. They've just not allowed to sell it yet. So I think next, the HasCon exclusive weekend, whatever it is, I think everyone will be able to get it then. And I'm being told that it's been took off the shelves. So basically, because Ryan from Hasbro tweeted, writ on my Instagram post, he put a custom with a question mark. So I don't think he's very happy about it. So I think the marketing team have got in touch with somebody because Forbidden Planet have took all these off the shelf. So we've got a few people in here now anyway. So I appreciate all the super chats. Thank you very much. As I said, if you do super chat, it should pop up on the screen. I'm not sure if there's a donation limit or something, but hopefully a little robot will speak for you. So if you want to do that, get involved. Much appreciated. But yes, let's talk about some army builders because I've got some pictures. Me and Brandon have got a pile of toys. As I said, army building is a rich man's game. But since I said that our other special guest was here, we best introduce him. So this guy needs a name. So I'm hoping
someone in the chat.
Shout out Rambling Mahoney once again. He says, I want to hear the robot say poppycock, poppycock. I think there's a donation limit on it, but I'm not too sure. So Mark was $9.99. So maybe it's around that mark. I'm not too sure. I need to work out. As I said, I'm still learning this streaming business. But I'll say it for you. Poppycock. Brandon, you can say it as well.
Poppycock.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Rambling Mahoney. Much appreciated. So our third guest would say it for you if he could, but he can't because he's got like a weird mask on his face into some weird bondage stuff. But here he is. It is the Hellfire Goon that everyone was talking about yesterday. It's always nice when new things get announced unexpectedly and we find them, and that's exactly what happened. So before we get into talking about army builders, because we've got a whole list, can people suggest some names for our guest, please? Because he's nameless at the minute. It's just Hellfire Goon, and we need to name him. Brandon, you got any suggestions?
Well, how many did you get? You got 2, right?
I got 2. I wish I got more now, but as I said, it's army building's rich man's blood, and there's so much coming out at the minute. I had to scrape to get 2. So so I have 2. 1 here, and then 1 still in the box. So there you go. There they are. There you are, Brandon.
Oh yeah, I can see him now as well. Yeah. I think someone Mark text Ryan.
Ryan, do you know what? Ryan might be the winner.
Yeah.
Ryan posted some cryptid thing on Instagram about Hellfire and some Dungeons and Dragon thing. And I just posted a picture of him with a gun and saying, my Hellfire Goon shoots your dragon. Funny. But who we got? Ryan, Dog, Chadwick. Chadwick's a nice little nod. Call him Luke. Alan.
Odious.
Jeff. Odious. Odious. Well, I guess Odious is alive and well, but Odious is taken, unfortunately. But Ronnie, Alan. Kevin, Hellfire Hank. Oh, I like Hellfire Hank.
Hellfire is good.
Okay, so we'll have a think, but there he is. So we'll quickly tell you the story of how I ended up with this in my possession, because thanks to Brandon. Honestly, if it wasn't for Brandon, I would have just went home and put the kettle on. But I work in Birmingham. So someone, I'm assuming, Brandon, you've seen it on the Facebook page. So you can tell us how you've seen it.
Yeah, so what happened was I was just checking up on the Marvel Legends UK group, and then all of a sudden I refreshed it and I see this picture come up of the Hellfire Club Goon. And at first I'm thinking, oh, someone's jumped the gun and tried to do a custom beforehand. And then I actually probably look at the picture and I realized that the box art is all different and it's official. So that's when I sent it straight to you and said, if you need to get straight to Forbidden Planet Birmingham right now. and get this reviewing because they're on shelves right now. But you had just got home, I think, right?
Yeah. So as I said, I work in Birmingham. So usually getting to Forbidden Planet Birmingham is a short detour, but it's not a big deal if I've timed it right, essentially. But I just literally pulled up, reversed into my parking spot at home. And before I got out my car, I unplugged my phone because I was listening to a podcast and I looked at it. And Brandon sent me a picture of the Hellfire Club. And I was like, shit. And then I read Birmingham, Forbidden Planet. And I was like, shit, I'm at home. I wish I knew about this like an hour ago. But there's a Forbidden Planet in Coventry, very luckily. And I don't think there's too many crazy Marvel Legends collectors from Coventry. Yeah. So Brandon said, ring them. Just ring them. So I thought, why not? So I still hadn't even got out my car yet. Googled the Forbidden Planet phone number, rang them. I was really polite to the guy on the other end of the phone because I expect them not to have a clue what I'm talking about. But they're staff at Forbidden Planet. So to be fair, he was quite clued up. He knew what I was talking about straight away. And he told me there's some on the shelf. And I said, can you hold me a couple? And he said, we can't hold you anything. But if you come down, they should still be here. So I literally ran in the house, put my bags down, said to the missus, I'm off out again. She was like, where are you going? I said, to buy toys. She threw something at me and I ran out the house, got back in my car, drove to Forbidden Planet Coventry. There's no parking, so I had to park somewhere and then literally walk there, but it was not a big deal. And then I actually found them.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Hey, the super chat did actually say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Very nice. Thank you very much, Ramble Mahoney. This is nice that the people are testing this out for me. As I said, the streaming world's new. This is mine and Brandon's 5th stream, and hopefully we can get better as we move along. And we do want guests. It's not always just going to be me and Brandon. Last week we had Rectangular, voice only, as Todd prefers it that way. He likes to keep his identity a mystery. But I have been speaking to my fellow YouTubers and fellow personalities in the community, and hopefully we can have a third rotating guest in the future. And I know we keep saying not on a Friday. And what day is it, Brandon?
It seems to be a Friday.
It's Friday, isn't it? So I do apologise. We haven't figured it out yet. We have to work around our lives again, I guess. So we don't know when our routine is, but for the time being, it's Fridays, I guess. But anyway, back to the story. So I went in Forbidden Planet, mask on, keeping safe, all of that good stuff. Went in, one-way system, straight on the Marvel Legends. You see my video. I had the video out ready to go, and I filmed the video. There they are, piled up on the shelf. Picked up 2, took a picture, and that picture has now been on the few forums. It was on Bug Nice's YouTube video. I knew I'd get featured on ACBA one day. I was hoping it would be because of a really cool picture of that I took. But it was my thumb, which is great. So that's fine with me. So yeah, that was the picture. I brought 2, went home. And as I said, I was hoping that Eve Rivera hadn't got one and he was reviewing it right then as I was buying it. So I was like praying to God that someone would take out Eve Rivera's Postman or something like that. I was going to text him parallel and said, look, do what you need to do. Get your sniper out because I need to be first. So anyway, I got home. I did a review and you know the rest. And I was pleasantly surprised. I know it's the bookie cap, which not everyone's that excited about. Marvel Legends do have better molds, but you have to think this is their way of getting us cheap figures at a cheaper price point. So they're obviously going to go to their go-to. And the bookie cap isn't bad. For just army builder fodder for your shelf and displays, I don't think the bookie cap is a bad shout. So that's the story. This is Hellfire Hank. And here he is on the stream. We can't say a lot, but there he is. So we thought, me and Brandon would like to have a focused topic for these live streams. And we were going to do something, and we had something else planned. But then, since this popped up, we thought, let's talk about army builders. Because let's be honest, we could have a whole stream about what army builders we have, what army builders we need, what army builders we want. So, as we've been doing on these live streams, I've got some pictures. We're going to pull them up. No particular order, just the random order. I've got my pictures set up. And we're just going to go through the army builders from Marvel Legends. And then if we get some time at the end, we can go through some army building stuff. Bless you, Brandon. Bless you. We can go through some... Bless you again. We can go through some army builders from other lines, as because of army builders and the Power Rangers that Brandon's going to teach us about. G.I. Joe, obviously, army building's the sore subject at the minute. But we're going to go through our bread and butter first, which is, of course, Marvel Legends. And as I said, we'll talk about what we have, what we want. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right. So the first picture I have up, and the first thing we're going to talk about is probably the OG army builder in the Marvel Legends community. It is, of course, Hail Hydra. It is the Hydra army builder. This might have possibly been the first first army builder we got from Marvel Legends. Right, let me switch back to the camera because Brandon's showing his off. So let's switch back. So there we go. A Hydra soldier. So this is an easy go-to for Marvel Legends. They had it in the Toy Biz days, I believe. They even had it in the Hasbro Dark days. And then we eventually got a re-release. The first time was in the Mandroid Build-A-Figure wave in 2014, where it come with one of the Mandroid arms. We also got the AIM, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And then since then, we've had a 2-pack, which is what Brandon was just showing. And I think I've still got it here. One sec. Should have had these ready, but there we go. That's the 2-pack, and this is a Toys R Us exclusive. So that's why I've not opened this yet. So keeping this one mint. So this is an easy repack for them, and then since then we've actually got the Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which obviously in the UK was in Forbidden Planet and all the online places. So if you're into building your Hydra armies, Marvel Legends has you covered. So Brandon, how many have you got? Which ones you got?
I've got. I think I got 3 of the big Hydra Goon, and then I think I've got. I'm just trying to count them as I've got them in the box, and then I got 6 of the regular Trooper.
Okay, so we've had this.
I think I've got 2 packs, and the rest is the single releases that we got earlier this year or last year, whenever it was. This year, I think, right?
Yeah. So we've had this conversation before, where we say how many's too many or how many's the right amount, and you like odd numbers and I like even numbers, right? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, so you like it for the symmetry,
yes.
Right? But I was watching one of The Amazing does these playing around videos where he shows what he does and stuff, and I remember watching one of them, and he had spoken about army builders, and he said that for like when you're setting up the display or the scene for figure photography or whatever, it's always good to have 3, 5, or 7. So I've since got into this like mindset that I have to have 3, 5, or 7 in order for it to look good.
Well, if the Amazing says that, I'm not going to argue with him, to be fair, because let's be honest, he's the master at posing these army builders. Even the Amazing messaged me when I posted the Hydra Goon picture, which is crazy. And I said to him, I look forward to seeing what you get, what you do with these. But my review was not going to be as good as anyone else. I just wanted to show off the figure. I wish I had the time and patience.
As always.
No, I mean, I wish I had the patience and the time and the skill to do those like poses that people do at the end. I know in Parallel does it, The Amazing does it, Shartamus obviously does it. They all post a couple of pictures at the end of their reviews. But as I said, I ain't got the skill or patience for that. But I'll wait for the community to start doing their pictures because I'm sure that it will be sought after. But so let's ask the chat. So last week we were saying hit or miss for the figures for the exclusive we wanted. So this time tell me, how many Hydra soldiers do you have in your collection, if any? If you've got none, that's absolutely fine. I'm just, as I said, just curious. Always curious to hear what everyone else does, and is how many's too many? How many do you think's the right amount? Is Brandon and The Amazing correct? Is odd the right amount, or are you like me and you like a bit of symmetry and even is the right amount? So we'll give you a sec. We'll give you a sec for the chat to catch up so we can have a little read. And I do apologise if Brandon's a little bit choppy, and I apologise to Brandon as well. I don't know what's going on. As I said, we're still figuring this out. Sometimes it's good. I'm actually in the house. I'm not even in the shed, so it should be good. So I do apologise. But everyone can hear you fine, so that's the main thing.
Okay. I'm watching it on the iPad next to me while we're like live here. So I'm watching it on 2 different screens, and on this screen I'm moving, but on this one I keep stopping.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I do apologise. It's too late now to try and figure it out, but people can hear you. That's the main thing. So just channel your inner rectangular if you need to.
Yeah. Question on the Hydra soldiers, right? So we've got the big beefy like henchman kind of guy, and then you've got like your regular just average trooper. If you were going to see another like a third Hydra army builder, what would you want to see from Hydra?
My brain goes to female straight away, but I don't know how many female Hydra soldiers are in.
Yeah. I mean, there's Madam Hydra, but you can't exactly army build her. But
we got a super chat from Bob, the awesome Bob, question mark. Is that a question? Well, I think you're awesome, Bob, for that donation. Thank you very much. He says, can you put some Howl Goons on eBay, please? So I'm not going to lie to you, everybody. Like, because I brought 2 and I only opened up 1, just as an experiment, not as a scalping move, as an experiment, I was going to put one up at 99p and let people bid for it. Do you know, just to see how crazy people in the community are. So I may still do that as an experiment. I know that's really cheeky, but I'm not going to lie. I'm just very curious to see how crazy people get.
I think you should do it. I think put it up for retail then see what.
Well, if I put it up at a 99p start bid, no one can say I'm scalping. Do you know, like it's this. If this is worth something to someone, then who am I to say spend money on it? And then, as I said, it's all good. As I said, I spend my money back on toys anyway, so it's just a vicious circle, Brandon. It's a vicious circle. So maybe I will, Bob the Awesome. Stick around. We shall see. But as I said, it'll be an experiment. I'm not scalping. It'll just be a 99p start and an experiment. But let's read out some of these, what people are saying. So how many Hydra builders do you have? So Krangin says he gets, I tried to get 10 of each. 10 of each. I have 10 Hydra. Mark says I have at least 20. Bloody hell, Mark. As I said, army building's a rich man's game. So Nightwing X says none, which is fine. Manny Fresh says just a 2-pack for him. Mark showing off again. He said 20 Hydra, 20 aim. Thor 2012 it says I've got no Hydra soldiers, but I got 4 Hellfire Goons to duplicate the X-Men 133. And then so X-Men 133, I think they're on the comic panel, maybe fighting Wolverine. I don't know on the top of my head. 4, let me know if I'm right or wrong. Tom says he has 4 Hydras, 4 aims. Nice even numbers. Jason says he has none. Yet, question mark. I like that. Yet. That means he's planning to. I like it. Phil says just a 2-pack. All good. Rich says none, waiting for some X-Men goons. And again, the Hellfire Goon is come just in time. Everett says we need some Troy soldiers. The Wolfpack says he has none, but he has 9 Stormtroopers. Oh, okay. That's more army building we can talk about later on.
Yes.
Cap Liv says he has no Hydra Troopers, but 6 is a good base number for army building. Yep, 6, I like that. Nice even number. Mark said he brought them for a Big Bad Toy Store when they were released and shipped to the UK. About 20 soldiers and 20 aim. Stop showing off, Mark, all right? I'm fed up of reading all your army building. I'm jealous. I've got army building envy. Marcus says, I am here. Hello, Marcus. You are here. Welcome. Sorry, everyone. Voiceover messed up.
Mark said 99p Hellfire Goon, Dan Lad Project.
Hang on. Everett's just said he apologizes. His voiceover messed up. Oh, okay. So Everett, he wants the Shatari. We shall get into that, Everett. Stick around because we are going to be talking about that. Marcus says, holla. Holla back to Marcus. Darth Alba says we need some shield agents. Right, let's right. I could stick around talking about the chats all day, but let's keep going.
But yeah, I would agree though that it would be great to get some female bodies.
Yes, female bodies. So let's just jump straight into the next army builder because Mark keeps mentioning it anyway. So we might as well talk about it right now. It is, of course, the AIM soldiers. So AIM, I quite like the character design for AIM. It's quite goofy. Yeah. My missus calls it the Beehive Men. She was like, why have you got Beehive Men on your shelf? So I've always liked the character design for these. But yeah, we've got the AIM soldiers. And do people know what AIM stands for? I'm testing you in the comments. Hey, don't give it away, Brandon. I'm testing the comments. I'm testing the chat. What does AIM stand for? Little pop quiz. Pop quiz. What does AIM stand for? I'm assuming everybody in here will know. And that means we're all in the right place. So AIM. How many have you got, Brandon? Tweet to me.
So I've got. Let me count. 1, 2. So I've got 5 of the Beehive AIM, and then I've got 3 of the. 4 of these guys of the.
They're like shock troopers. Yeah, they're like shock troopers. Yeah, they are seen in a panel. So to be fair to Hasbro, they were seen in like one comic book panel. And they were like, we can change the colour of Padlin's outfit and release that in a 2-pack. And that's exactly what they did. So, but it is in the comic. So fair play to them. Let me just get the 2-pack. So, yet again, this one is basically went the same story as the Hydra Goon. I think there was a Dark Days version of Hydra, either in Toy Biz or Hasbro. Can't remember off the top of my head. But the first time we got it decent, the version that we sort of see now was again in that Mandroid wave with the AIM Soldier. And then, like the AIM Soldier, we got it in a 2-pack. This time, instead of the big brute, we got the, as Brandon said, the shock trooper, which is sort of a massive kick bash, if you're going to be honest, because it's like paddling, Demolition Man Scourge. But I like that they at least packed in 2 beekeeper heads. So
I agree.
Glad that they did that. So Hasbro knew we wanted beekeepers. That's what they give us. And then, of course, we got it as the Army Trooper with the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Again, available in the UK and all the normal places. So AIM's our second army builder.
I was gonna say, you remember when Toys R Us was shutting down and they had all those sales?
Yes.
I was studying and living in Miami at the time, and I remember me and some of my friends, we went to the local Toys R Us, and this is literally like in the last 2-3 weeks of it being open, and we literally walked out with like 10 of those 2-packs. And I think we must have paid like $20 each.
Wow. Okay, that is like army building heaven right there.
Yeah.
I never get lucky like that, as in like cheap figures. I never get lucky as in finding deals. I see people in America, as you said, you got them in America, and I see things go up on. Things seem to go up on a discount after being on the Walmart shelves for about a week. They start clearance and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, whereas we don't really get lucky like that here.
No, it's frustrating. Bob the Awesome Bob is back with another super chat. He says, why How Goons easy release when others only SDCC? As in you're talking about the other Hellfire members. I think the Hellfire members are a very niche corner of the X-Men universe. I think if you're a casual X-Men fan, you're just going to know the main characters through the movies and through the maybe the TV shows through the generations. I think the Hellfire, I know the Hellfire were in the original 90s cartoon. Am I right, Brandon? Have you seen all of that? Yeah, they were. And then Hellfire were briefly in that Gifted TV show. I don't know if you watched that. There was a Gifted TV show. And the Hellfire were in the background of that show a little bit, but not massively. So I think the Hellfire box set is a perfect box set for the SCDC, San Diego Comic-Con, because it's, as I said, it's aimed at collectors. So that's why. And then Hydra the Goons will be easy to get, I imagine, on Hasbro Pulse. I think Hasbro Pulse let you buy like 10 of these at a time. I think the limit is literally 10.
Yeah.
It says limit to 10
literally.
People. Okay, so Mark said he sent me a picture of his army on Facebook. I might have a quick little look before we move on. So you let me know in the comments, people, how many AIM soldiers you have. Sorry, Brandon, I cut you off. What did you say?
I think it's if he's got 20 of each, and that would look really good.
Okay, so there is Mark's. There's Mark's Hydra Goons. I'll show Brandon because Brandon's on a different camera. There you go. So there's his Hydra Goons. I think is that a little bit of dust there, Mark? I think you need to get the feather duster out. I think your soldiers are a bit dusty over there. I think Artem Zola's definitely a bit dusty. Am I wrong? I'm zooming in. Okay, that is definitely dust. Mark, why would you embarrass yourself like that on stream? That is a very dusty Artem Zola. Quick, get the feather duster out. Get the feather duster out, Mark. To be fair, my missus was in my collection room earlier, and she sometimes just lingers at the door to have a look around to see what else I've spent my money on. And she seen Zordon's head, and she went, "Why the F have you got a weird, creepy head there?" And I was like, "It's Zordon from the Power Rangers." And she was like, "That is disgusting. Why have you got that?" I said, "Look, anybody who knows the Power Rangers knows that's Zordon." And she went, "It's disgusting. You're an idiot. Stop buying crap." Literally, this is the type of conversation I have with my missus. So I'm just sitting there laughing to her, going, "Look, you don't like the Power Rangers, so you have no idea who Zordon is. But I promise you, Zordon's important." And then she looked up and seen her Leatherhead from the Turtles and was like, "And why have you got a crocodile with the Turtles as well?" I went, "It's Leatherhead is the enemy." And she's like, she's just so out of order to me. So out of order to me. She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Has Mark defended himself with his dusty troopers yet?
No, I think he's... no, he hasn't.
He's run away and shit. He's run away to quickly dust them, isn't he? And send me another picture. So
he's gonna dust them off.
So Thor 2012 says, I've got 100 Marvel Universe AIM soldiers, but no Marvel Legends yet. Oh, wow. So that's a quick question. Like, so for someone like you, Thor, who was obviously deep into the 3 3/4 inch, are you annoyed that Hasbro have stopped doing them, or are you happy that their focus is now on 6 inch? That's just a curious question that got me thinking. Because I imagine being this deep in Marvel Legends like we are now, and then they suddenly go, well, actually, we're changing the scale. Like, I'd be really annoyed. Like, I'd be like, hang on a minute, I'm collecting here. So, curious of your thoughts there, 2012. Let us know. Right, let's get up the next picture, because AIM and Soldier, AIM and that are the go-to. So this one is the obvious third choice. This is what I thought the third Hasbro Pulse army building exclusive would be. And it is, of course, the Shield Agent. That's what I expected it. I think that's what we all expected it to be. And Hasbro threw us a little curveball. But yeah, Shield Agents are another really good army builder, but this time for the good guys, because sometimes your good guys need a whole crew to fight all these bad guys. So, Brandon, how many Shield Agents have you got?
I actually only have 2.
Okay, that's fine.
So I've got 2 Shield Agents and Nick Fury. But I actually, so the Shield Agents came with I think 2 Shield heads and the Nick Fury head.
Yes, the single packed ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so I switched out my Nick Fury head with one of the Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
Head.
So Samuel wearing the blue now.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's the comic look. That's a comic look for
literally
for Nick Fury anyway in the Ultimate Universe, I think, or even the rebooted Marvel Universe. Either way, Samuel Jackson definitely influenced Nick Fury in the comics from now.
Yeah. Apparently, the way that it went was that, again, fun fact, was that I think Samuel L. Jackson was in a comic shop one day and he saw a comic with Nick Fury on it that was his sort of likeness. And I think it was when they rebooted the Ultimates, or when they did the Ultimates.
Yeah, it was Ultimate Nick Fury, yeah.
And apparently he then got his agent to call Marvel, and Marvel said, "Oh yeah, sorry, we use your likeness, blah blah blah." Right? And he said, "Well, I'll play him in the movie if you're going to use it." He said he'll let him use it if you can play him in the movie, and obviously the rest is history. Wow,
that's a pretty good deal. To be fair, pretty good deal.
Literally,
I think I'm going to scan through Marvel Comics now to see if my likeness is there, just in case. So I can give him a call and be like, "Look, just put me in the movie and I'll forgive you."
And I'll forgive you, exactly. But yes, I've got two soldiers and Nick Fury. How about you? How many have you got?
Yeah, I think I've awkwardly got. I think I've got 6 Shield Agents and a couple of the Mandroids. I'll lean over and get them. There we go. So I've got the Mandroid. I've got the Shield Agent. And the Shield Agents, they can go pretty deep with these, as in, because of the picture. I'll throw up the picture again. I've just Googled these pictures. Nothing special. I can't remember what comic panels they're from. But you can see in the picture, each one of those Shield Agents has a different head. I think that's Dum Dum Duggan with the hat and the mustache, a very famous look for a Shield character. Hasbro have given up. I think Toy Biz or Hasbro, someone's given us that look in the past at some point. And I'm hoping for Hasbro to give it us again. But if they do a Shield Agent 2-pack, they could give us a female Shield Agent, a male Shield Agent, and give us a ton of interchangeable heads. It doesn't have to be this mask. Because like you said in the 2-pack, in the single-pack version, you got the Nick Fury, and you got Dirk Anger, which is another spin-off with he's got like the crazy face. That was a very niche character as well. I think people probably would have preferred Dum Dum Duggan or maybe, as you said, a different face.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Shield Agents. So I've got 6 Shield Agents and 2 Mandroid builder figures. So what are the chat saying? Let's just quickly have a look and see what they said about the 3 3/4.
They're agreeing with you that, and I agree with you too, that if we got a Shield 2-pack with a female body and a male body, I would get 2 or 3 2-packs easily.
Yeah, 100%.
Easily.
Because they, by the way, in that 2-pack, they 100% need to throw in a Quake head.
Yeah.
Because Quake and what's her name? Nick Fury's right-hand woman in Spider-Man and all the others. Maria Hill, there you go. So yeah, we need a Maria Hill comic book head. They could give us a Quake head. As I said, a Dum Dum Duggan head. Like, there's loads of different like Shield agents that they could just throw in there to make people buy more than one 2-pack. You know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Especially if if they had Maria Hillhead as well, it would just be sick. I always had this image in my head, right, that I wanted like a bunch of. Have you ever seen the Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes TV series?
I've seen bits online, but never watched the episode.
So like the Shield play a big role in that, and there's always like scenes where Nick Fury turns up, and you've just got like these like teams of Shield agents like surrounding the Avengers or like surrounding Hulk or something like that. And it would just be great to have male and female bodies.
So
sure.
Is the character design similar to the Legends we've got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's it would be really good. And I think you're right as well. A Dum Dum Dugan head would be popular too.
Right, before we move on with the arm builders, I just want to quickly go back, because as I said, I asked Thor 2012 a question, and I'll repeat it. It was sort of like, if you were heavily into the 3 3/4-inch Marvel Legends, or Marvel Infinite, or whatever they called that line, and then they suddenly stopped doing that line, are you happy they switched to 6-inch, or are you frustrated you can't continue collection? So Thor, let's see what he says. He says, absolutely annoyed. I have them all. And they cut off was so dramatic. Yeah, it was a dramatic cut off. I can still buy 3 3/4 Marvel Legends at my entertainer. Nobody wants them, unfortunately. Literally, I can still buy like the Emma Frost wave. There's like an Emma Frost. I can't remember who else. People are cleverly buying Ant-Man and Wasp. I think you did that, right? Ant-Man and Wasp for you this one. Yeah. So yeah, I feel frustration for that's very annoying. People seem to be agreeing with him. Because as I said, a lot of people got into the collecting Marvel stuff because of that 3 3/4 line. Bobby Valla worked on it on the Infinity Equation podcast. He occasionally will talk about that on his channel. Rob says they could give us heads for Maria Hill, Clay Quartermain, Dum Dum, obviously, Agent Woo.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Who's Agent Woo? I can't think who Agent Woo is.
He's remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So he's the police officer guy, right?
Yeah.
Sort
of. He's like the FBI kind of agent.
Yeah, he's going to be in WandaVision, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I know who he is.
We're going to get a grown-up Monica Rambeau as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, of course. I swear I've seen like a picture, like a someone's took one on set or something like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. She becomes, is it Spectre? She becomes Spectre in the
something
comics?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
so as well, they're bringing in Sword.
Oh yeah, Sword. Obviously, that's what the teaser at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home was anyway, because Shield is literally on Sword, and then the Sword logo is actually on the pager, isn't it? It's on that pager that Nick Fury has from Captain Marvel. So that's what I love about Marvel. They know where they're going, so they can drop in these little hints along the way, and they can obviously develop that idea and change it. But just those little Easter eggs and those little nuggets in the films do make it seem like they know exactly where they're going. Unlike others we've seen, other franchises, let's say. So moving on, Army Builders. So obviously they were the first main 3. They were the obvious 3. Shield agents were the good guys, and then the main 2 bad guys were Hydra and AIM. Did everyone know what AIM stand for, by the way? Did everyone put in the comments? I missed it. Advanced Idea Mechanics. There you go. We knew. That's what I mean. Everyone's in the right place. If people didn't know what that meant, I probably would have pressed kick or ban.
Delete them from the chat.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Right, so the next Army Builder, I know Brandon's a fan of this one. I think, Brandon, if I remember correctly. So you'll see it on screen in a minute. I'll leave it up for a minute so Brandon can see it, because he can't see it until he sees it online. But they're made of metal. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, yeah. I love these. I've got loads of these.
It's obviously the Ultron bots.
Yeah.
So obviously we're talking comic at the minute. We'll have an MCU conversation later on, but we'll keep it comic based at the minute. So we're talking comic Legends. So I'll switch the camera back, and Brandon's got some at the ready to show off. Oh, so you've got 2 different types there. So is one of them, let me guess. Let me get my Marvel Legend knowledge. So one of them is from the Iron Man 3 wave with the Ironmonger builder figure. Yeah. And then the darker grey one, he doesn't have the red dots on him, does he? So it's not from that 3-pack with Hulk and Vision.
No.
Where else was it? Oh, it's in that 5-pack with Disney. Yeah. See, my
Disney
my
exclusive.
Marvel Legend knowledge is there, people. It's in the brain.
Yeah, I literally have. I think I have 11 of these
Wow.
Ultrons.
So you obviously a big fan of Age of Ultron, like myself, underrated Marvel film.
But and as well, someone in the chat as well said they said you can. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Omega 579 said you can tell Brandon is a youngster because all his references are from cartoons and not comics, which for the most part is true. But Age of Ultron is a comic that I actually read and I just loved. Ever since I got into collecting, I absolutely loved Ultrons. And the funny thing was as well, one of the first full waves that I collected was that Ironmonger wave, which is when this Ultron came out.
What I like about collecting in general, as I said, we say it every week. There's no rules. It's like there's not one way to do it. And collect like people, it's generational, isn't it? Especially Marvel, they've been around like 80 bloody years. Do you know, like so? The new generations with the advancements in media, more people, I guess, this day and age are going to remember Marvel. Like jump ahead 20 years time, more people are going to remember Marvel from the films and from TV. Rather than the comics, which is sad, but the comics is always going to be part of our history. No one can take that away from Marvel. Do you know, like it started in the comics and we respect that. We love that. But unfortunately, the world advances, doesn't it? And it's always nice to keep comics around, but physical media is dying, which is a shame because I love physical media. I still buy DVDs. I still buy the occasional comic. Not as many as I used to, I have to admit. But even the comic industry is struggling. Like... they're trying to change it to digital comics and people can read on iPads and stuff. So it's a curious one. But yes, Ultron. Really like the Ultron box. I've got the opposite one to you, Brandon. I've got this one.
Yeah, how many of those have you got?
So I've got 2 of these.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Whoa, you just said you got like 10 other Ultrons.
Yeah, that is the superior Ultron body.
So I wanted to army build these, but they were obviously this is the version that came in the free pack with Hulk and the White Vision.
Look at the hip and ball joints. Not even ball joints. Just look at the legs on this. I hate these are the worst things to pose. They look cool, but they're so difficult to pose. No ankle pivot. And the legs, look, the hips here.
Oh, so then I thought this was a repaint of those.
No.
Shout out to Mark, by the way, with the super chat. He says, "Hi Dan, I sent you a pic of my Hydra custom done by Anthony Customs. For the dust optional." Right, I'll get that picture in a second, Mark. Thank you very much for the super chat. As I said, unfortunately, that's the best way to get our attention. I do try and pick up the comments as best as we can. But if you do want to interrupt me and Brandon, and mainly interrupting Brandon because he can't hear anything, I do apologise, Brandon. But yes, I do have 2 of these. And so show me your leg again, just quickly.
So that is a completely different sculpt, that Ultron.
Ah, okay. Learning.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, the legs there, the joints there. Very okay. I didn't know that.
As well, there's no ankle pivot.
Yeah, this one does have ankle pivot. Yeah, I've got 2 of these standing like either side of my Thanos throne, I think. But I like this one because obviously I loved Age of Ultron, and I wanted to army build these to pose up. With my MCU figures, obviously, because you have the different MCU body, this could work as an Ultron bot in the MCU world, which again we'll talk about later on. But yeah, so you've got the opposite ones to this. So together, Brandon, we have an ultimate Ultron collection, I guess.
And the main Ultron that I have on my shelf is the Marvel Select Ultron. That's my Ultron.
So there's one more we've not talked about, by the way. So the Marvel Select one's bigger scale, isn't it? So it's bigger and it's more classic looking design. There was a Marvel Legends, the Ultimate. If you subscribe to that Ultimate package, there's a gold Ultron, which is accurate to the comics. There's plenty of gold Ultron.
That's the remake of this one.
Yes. Okay. So that one would have the dodgy articulation then, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ultron. So again, we'll probably talk about Ultron again if we get time to get into the MCU stuff. But yeah, I like Ultron. I want to army build, but now Brandon's told me that this one's the good one. That's probably makes sense. Makes sense that it's the hardest to go.
If they release that in the same army building packaging as the others, I would buy 10 in a heartbeat. No questions asked.
it's got to be a matter of time, surely, before we get another comic Ultron. Marvel Legends UK, which is my good friend Neil, he just wants to throw in a super chat that says, "I love you long time." Well, Neil, I love you long time back. Thank you very much for the super chat. Homer Hero Collections. I always say that. No, say that for me, Brandon, because I say it wrong from.
Which one? Homerino Collectibles.
Yeah. So Homerino Collectibles is a UK collector like us. I remember first seeing his video of unboxing Marvel Legends. He had like tons of Toy Biz Marvel Legends in a big box. The video's got like 1 million views. He's an old school YouTuber. And I told him recently he needs to start making videos again so we can get him involved. So big fan of his channel. Go and check it out. Fellow UK collector, all of that good stuff. He reviews a lot of Pokemon stuff as well at the minute. I think Pokemon cards and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, always showing love for the UK. Much appreciated. But ignore me. I can't read anything. I'm dyslexic and I don't want to offend anyone. The Ruckus is in the house. Rob Pollock's in the house as well. Hello, everybody. Rob Oliver, Mark still here. The Wolfpack. Steve, Mull, Marcus. Crazy Tunes back. Ramon Mahoney still here. Jason still here. Manny Fresh, Alex. Everything, man, cool. CD. 412, Blake. So yes, just quickly reminding you all. I see you. I love you. Let's keep the conversation rolling. We're talking about army builders. And the next one, Brandon doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about, but I know Brandon can talk about this one a lot because he has more than me, and that is facts. Can you guess which one is next, Brandon, before I mention it?
Yeah, it's probably this guy, right?
Yeah. So I'll throw up the picture on the screen so people can see. So, of course, we're talking about the Skrulls. Recently, in the MCU, so I'm sure pop culture, they're going to be a lot more relevant moving forward. Obviously, they were in Spider-Man Far From Home as well, which I'm sure confused a lot of people. But yeah, the Skrulls are old school comic villains. What's it? Secret Wars? Not Secret Wars. Is it Secret Wars?
Secret Invasion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion. There you go. I knew it was Secret something. Where they infiltrated, I think Wolverine was even, spoiler alert, but I think Wolverine was the Skrull. But I'll switch the camera back because Brandon keeps showing off all of his, because Brandon's got quite a few of these. So, oh wait, I ain't swapped it back. Hang on.
I think I got 7 of these Skrulls, the Build-A-Figure Skrulls.
So Brandon's showing off because he's got 7 of the very, very recent Build-A-Figure Skrulls from the Fantastic Four wave that we got start of this year, right? Or end of last year, start of this year? End of last year, start of this year. One of the two. So yeah, Brandon's got 7 of the Build-A-Figures. So army building's a rich man's game, but army building Build-A-Figures is an even richer man's game. So Brandon, you need to tell us your secret. How did you do it?
Well, so what happened was, so I got my back in January. I finished the wave, built one, and then I was on Facebook, market and. Wait, have I frozen?
Yeah, you cut out just for a second, so you'll have to repeat that.
So I built one just by completing the wave.
Yeah.
And then I was on Facebook Marketplace one day, and someone was selling one for £10.
£10 for a Build-A-Figure. Did they not know what they were selling? It's got to be the only explanation.
So I picked that one up. So then I had 2. And then a good friend of mine, he wanted to get he wanted to get the wave, the Super Skrull wave, but he didn't want the Super Skrull, and I think he didn't want Thing, and I had a spare head, right? Because you get 2 heads.
Yeah, Smiley and non-fight.
So I had a couple of spare heads. So what I then basically did was I then had 3 because he gave me the build.
Hang on, you paused again.
3 figure pieces. So if you think about it, you get 2 sets of arms and 2 heads with every single bath.
Yeah.
All I needed really was more legs and torso pieces.
Do you know what? I didn't even break it down like that in my brain, but you're completely right. You don't have to rebuy the whole wave to get another scroll on your shelf. So
exactly.
That's actually sneakily genius. So now everyone in the chat has learned a little secret Super Skrull army building trick right here. You don't have to rebuy every figure. You just have to get the legs and the torso. and
Yeah.
you already have spare arms and a head.
Yeah.
So three extra figures, right? 2 legs and a torso.
Yeah, basically. So what I did was, so I never bought that wave twice, but I still built 7 figures from it.
That's crazy. The scroll, as I said, because it comes with all those interchangeable parts, you can have a super scroll where he's mimicking the Fantastic Four abilities, and then you can have just a row of normal scrolls as well, I guess. So I got
mixed.
That's low-key genius, Brandon. I'm slightly jealous that it's took me this long to think about it. So yeah, shout out to you. And
in the earlier days of this year, they were so easy, those pieces to pick up. And if you're in the UK, check out Toys R Us because they sell the pieces separately, and I picked up loads of them from them.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to track down some legs and a torso now, just so I could have both versions of the Super Scroll on display. There you go, people. You learn something new every day. Brandon's always coming here with these cheeky facts and now these collecting tips that we appreciate. I knew I had you here for a reason, Brandon. Thank you very much. Because that Fantastic Four wave is still on the shelf at Forbidden Planet. So maybe. So yeah, I'll have to do that. Rob just said that Wolverine was a scroll in the 90s, right? Yeah, I think so as well. I do think Wolverine was one of the scrolls. The scrolls infiltrated basically loads of the Avengers, and Wolverine was one of them. I think Cap, maybe. I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, Secret Invasion, read it, because that could possibly be an MCU storyline moving forward. I think maybe Captain Marvel 3. Again, I'm just throwing it off the top of my head. But Captain Marvel 2 or Captain Marvel 3 could be a super Secret Invasion storyline where an Avenger cameos. It's like a big cameo, but then at the end of it, you realise he was a Skrull all along. That's an easy give for Marvel. Marvel, if you're watching, you can have that one for free. Right, so Skrulls, Super Skrulls. Very nice. Right, the next one.
If we were going to get army builders, I would like normal Skrulls.
Yeah, so we haven't had them single patch yet. I think we did in the Toy Biz or Hasbro days. Again, someone in the comments can remember and tell me.
And Marvel selected them as well.
Yes. The Marvel Select one's a bit more gangly, isn't it? I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's not as nice at all.
Selects, I pick and choose. I've got a few selects on the shelf that you can probably see behind me, because Thanos and his Shatari up there. I'll pull them down when we talk about the Shatari, but yeah, the selects, you can sometimes get them into your collection. But right, moving on from Skrulls, because I'm jealous of Brandon and his 7 Build-A-Figure Super Skrulls. The next, Mark sent me his picture of his his Hydra Agent custom by Anthony's Customs, and this one hasn't got dust on it, so obviously he's kept this one clean. So I don't know if the chat can see that very well, but this is an Anthony's Custom Hydra soldier, and that's what Mark Tic Tac is showing off, or Tac Tac, sorry, not Tic Tac. Mark Tac Tac is showing off, and so Anthony's Custom does actually do customs. I didn't even know. Never put 2 and 2 together. So I assumed he did customs. I've just never seen any.
I really like his Dragon Ball reviews. I always watch his Dragon Ball reviews. His SH Figure Arts reviews, Anthony's Customs.
My Dragon Ball knowledge is just as high as unparalleled. So that's a mute conversation. But Marvel Legends we can talk about. So let's talk about this next army builder figure. And you probably didn't think I was going to talk about this one as an army figure, Brandon. But I think it technically is an army builder. And what's funny is I bring this up and you're not even finished completing your collection yet. So can you guess what this is?
Oh, I can. And I was going to mention it earlier, actually.
Okay. It is the Stepford Cuckoos. Well done, see? So the Stepford Cuckoos isn't what you would assume is the standard army builder figure, but it is an army builder. Like, you only got one packed in a box with 3 different heads. The Stepford Cuckoos were the 5 of 1 or 5 in 1 in the comics. Then 2 of them died and they became the 3 in 1. So you do need 5 or 3 to make sense in your collection. So technically, it
is an army builder.
The Stepford Cuckoos are an army builder, yeah. So, do you have 3, Brandon?
I have 2.
That's what did I just say? You need 3 or 5.
But I actually have 1 in my basket for Star Action Figures right now, and I'm gonna buy it this weekend so that I got 3, because I know that as soon as those Hellfire Club box sets start shipping, the Stepford Cuckoos is going to sell out again. Easy.
Everything Hellfire is going to go, mate. Everything Hellfire. As I said, Hasbro we say it every single week, but we'll say it again. It's the toy business. So they're giving us a Hellfire box set. Yeah. We've already got the Stepford Cuckoos. Now we're getting the Hellfire Goons. Yeah, get the Stepford Cuckoos while you can. At least three, because there's 3 of them still alive. 2 of them died in the storyline. They were the 5 and 1. Yeah. Now
that's it.
They become the 3 and 1.
Yeah, I'm going with 3 because of the 3 heads. For sure. That's my main aim.
I just remembered I've actually got 6 of these, which Brandon probably didn't know. Yeah. So I've got 3 on the shelf, and then I've got 3 boxed as well. Because I'm not an idiot, and I know that these would be sought after eventually. So maybe they'll hit eBay at some point when everyone's hungry for that Hellfire goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I've got 3. To be fair, though, I really like this figure. Not because I'm a perv, because I like the Hellfire Club and Esme, Mimi, and Celeste. That's off the top of the head, people. It doesn't say that on the box. No, it definitely doesn't. So yeah, off the top of the head. So there's the 3. I can never remember which one's which though. I think Celeste is the blonde one. Mimi is the black hair, and Esme. No, maybe Esme is the blonde one. I can't remember. Does anyone in the comments know which one's which? Blonde, redhead, brown. Which one? Or black hair, I guess. Yeah, little
so
black.
Literally as we speak, I'm checking out and getting my 3rd cuckoo.
There you go. We've got it. A live purchase by Brandon. The peer pressure got him, people. Peer pressure got him. To be fair,
and it's the aftermarket, man. Like I just know that you know if
Brandon was going to be hitting my DMs up, going, "Can I buy that at retail?" I'd be like, "No, Brandon, no, you can't."
If there is one army builder that should secretly turn up in Forbidden Planet, it's the Skrulls. Then when Ryan finds out, it changed into something else.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mark Tac. So as I said, Brandon can't hear the super chats, but hopefully you guys can in the chat. So Mark says, if there is one army builder that should be secretly turned up in Forbidden Planet, it's the Skrulls. When Ryan finds out, he had to change it into something else. Oh, very clever. So he's basically saying that the Skrulls changed into the Goons. Because the Skrulls obviously can change. They can manipulate. It's a little Marvel joke, a little Marvel pun for you. But yeah, as I said, Ryan from the Marvel team wasn't very happy to find out that happened. And I guarantee you, he was the one who sent emails to his marketing team getting angry at Forbidden Planet because they were now off the shelf. I was going to go back this morning, by the way, to buy everything else that was on the shelf because I knew I could give them to people. I knew I could get rid of them easily, essentially. But they were off the shelf. They were gone.
Yeah.
So I do apologise. I would have hooked you up, Brandon. I would have. For slightly above retail. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, the Cuckoos are technically an army builder. I threw a sneaky one in there for you. So before we move on to the next one, how many Cuckoos do you have in your collection? And if you haven't got any, is this Hellfire Club hype getting to you? And do you want to get some? So we'll give the chat a minute to catch up and I'll just jump in and see what everybody is saying. So shout out to everyone who's still here. I like how we've got about 60 people consistent. So I'll scroll up a minute and just see who we've got. So we've got the Fossil, Krangid, Bullet 74, Sebastian, obviously Rob, the Wolfpack, Crazy Toon, Rob Oliver, the Fossil, Stephen Mull, Something Else That Saved the City, Blake, Wolfpack Mark again. 42012 is still here. Thanos the Mad Titan is still here. Toy Bandit is here. Yes, Toy Bandit has made my live stream. Yes, I've made it in the live streaming community. If Toy Bandit is here, then this is a successful live stream. Dark Alba, Krangen, Cap Lives, Phil Jones, 796 Studios. I appreciate you all, Chad. So what are people saying? So Rob's just said, I've read the X-Men from 20 years. And I still can't figure out which cuckoo is supposed to be which one. Yeah, so I guess maybe that's the charm of the Stepford Cuckoos. They are all identical, of course. So I guess you don't have to. They tried to. That's why they changed their hair, by the way, because the 3 that were left wanted to make their own identity. So that's why they changed their hair. But they're all still technically identical twins. They just had a different hairstylist.
But the thing is in the Wolverine and the X-Men animated series, the Hellfire Club sharpened that, and I think the 5 Cuckoos that are in it are all blonde, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, so the blonde hair is how they're seen in the comics quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's only like that one little Pacific storyline where they change their hair. I think if they turn up in the comics now, they'll probably all be blonde again.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Laserpants. Oh, sorry, Laserpants. I need to give up his real name then. Laserpants is his real name, remember, people. That's his legal name. Infinity Equation podcast will be on, I think, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. UK time. So you can figure out the maths, but the Infinity Equation podcast is always fun. Ryan's on that, obviously. Not Ryan. Ignore everything I just said. So who else is here? Jose's here. Tyrone, Ramblin' Mahoney's still here. Blake's still here. Alex is here. Phil Jones has just said, I rang Forbidden Planet in Bristol yesterday to reserve a goon, and they wouldn't sound me one this afternoon. Harsh, Phil. See, I feel bad now because I should have just brought what was on the shelf and then sorted people out. Yeah, sorted people out. But I genuinely didn't think they'd get pulled. I did not think they'd get pulled. That's probably my fault. Do you know what? It's probably my fault they got pulled.
Yeah, probably, because you let Hasbro know.
I know I wasn't the first to post a picture. Definitely weren't not claiming that I was the first to post a picture. No. But I was the first to get the ball rolling, I guess. I guess I've got a little bit more of a platform to shake the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, maybe it is my fault the Hellfire Goons were off the shelf. But
that is still here.
Oh, well. Pow. So thank you, everyone, sticking around. Is everyone got the Hellfire? So if people saying yes to having the free Stepford Cuckoos, yes, I've got free. 42012 says has got free. Rob Oliver's laughing at Toy Bandit. Ramblin' Mahoney's got free, waiting on 2 more to get 5. Easy hair repaint. Well, you don't need to repaint the hair if you get 5 because the other 2 can be blonde because only 2 of them change their hair. So if you want to have 5, you can have all 5 with the blonde hair and it would make complete sense. So yeah, shout out everybody still around. So the next army builder, let me see. I don't even know what it is myself yet. Oh, okay. So this is another one that me and Brandon didn't. We were in the chat. We were basically chatting earlier, talking about the stream, and I don't think Brandon mentioned this one to me, but I remembered it was an army builder technically. So it came single packed, Brandon, and the chat can guess as well. So this next army builder
came single packed.
Is a good guy. He's single packed, and it's X-Men related. And you definitely need more than one for it to make sense in your display.
Multiple man.
Of course it's multiple man. It's Jamie Maddox himself, multiple man. And hopefully you can see the picture on the screen. Hopefully the chat got that as well. I've got...
How many of him did you get?
Right, I wanted 3, but he got very hard to get. He's one of them that I regretted not getting 3 of at the time. But always buying a full wave, you got to watch the pennies. So, exactly. I have 2 because I was on... one of the competitions on the Wolfpack. So the Wolfpack toy review, they're in the chat right now. They had a competition on one of their videos, and one of the prizes was a multiple man figure. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Wolfpack, the whole crew, the whole pack, all of the wolves. They sent this to me all the way from the US. So I've got 2 Jamie Maddoxes now, thanks to those guys. So so multiple man is a bit crazy because if you know who the character is, you could be happy with one on your shelf because I've only got one. Yeah, because it represents the character of Jamie Maddox on the shelf anyway, just one. But if you want to display him demonstrating his abilities, which I do like to do when you need at least 2. And as I said, I'm symmetrical in my mind, so I need 2. I need 3 so I can have 2 either side. You know what? Right. You know where I'm going. So I still want another. So if anyone's got another one that they want to hook me up with, hit up my DMs. Jamie Maddox. So you could have 10 of these. You could have 100 of these on your shelf, scattered around on your display. Do you know? And it would make complete sense. So I'm curious to know in the chat how many Jamie Maddoxes have you got? Brandon, you said you got 1, right?
Just the 1. Yeah, I only got 1.
Do you want more than 1? I could sell you this one for a high price.
I mean, I'll trade your Super Scroll for 1. How about that?
Oh, do you know what? That's tempting. We'll speak after, Brandon. We'll speak after.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that like there is like it's a character that I know. It's a character I think is cool, but it was never one that I was like, oh yeah, I need to definitely army build it. Like, but I can see why people would.
You a fan of X-Men Last Stand?
Yes, and I love that movie, and I love how he was played in that movie. When they go to attack like the Magneto's
in the woods
camp in the woods, and they're looking at the dots on the screen, and all of a sudden it just goes down to one.
Yeah, Multiple Man. He was. People forget he was in that, but yes, he was. Shout out to the Rambling Mahoney with another super chat. He says, "Ultimates ruined Multiple Man for me. Mass suicide bombings, bro. Nightmare fuel." Oh wow, did not know that. So I've not read the Ultimates run of Multiple Man, but it sounds like he sent a lot of his clones out to commit suicide. That's horrible. So yeah, did not know that. So maybe I'll avoid that storyline. I wanted Multiple Man, and I'm for my X Factor display. So obviously I've still yet to open my Strong Guy. My Strong Guy is still boxed up. Hopefully I'll get around to reviewing them, but I might just do quick reviews. But yeah, so he's a part of the X Factor with like Wolfbane, and who else is X Factor? Help me out. Who else is X Factor?
Quicksilver.
Who's that?
Quicksilver.
Yeah, Quicksilver, Polaris, Polaris and Havoc. Obviously, have come in this similar outfit. Who else? Cannonball. Cannonball is
Cannonball? I can't remember.
Cannonball's New Mutants, I think. But he could have been in X Factor. They've had a rotating roster for a while. I'm sure Rob reads comics. Rob in the comments will tell us. Rob Pollock will tell us. Who's the original members? Who's the OG members of X Factor?
Rob Pollock is cracking me up. He just said in the comments. He said, "Oh, look at that! Brandon is the X-Free fan that we've all been hearing about. We knew you were out there somewhere."
that one guy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Let me just have a quickly scan through the chat. So Blake says he's got 3, giveaway 2. 769 Studio says sadly 1. Phil Jones says he's got 1. Marcus only 1. The Wolfpack said they've got 0 now. Oh no! I'm sorry, Wolfpack. I didn't mean to take your only only Multiple Man. Well, Wolfpack, you know it's gone to a good home. How about that? You know I'm looking after him. I'm caring for him. He's looked after. He's in the right place. Don't worry. The Ruckus says he's got Mad Drux bars. Rob Oliver said he's got 2, need 1 more. Yeah, I'm the same boat of you. Homerio. I'm going to say that wrong every time, and I feel so bad because I'm a fan of his channel. Homerino. Is Homerino?
No.
Homer. Reno. Homerino.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Homerino Collectibles. I do apologize. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm being genuine and sincere. I'm dyslexic as shit, and my brain sees letters how it wants. So my brain sees that as Homerio, but that's how my brain sees it. But he's got 1, same as a lot of people seem to have 1. Tom says, where's Tom? Tom says 3 Multiple Mans, but would rather have the X Factor Investigations version in the green jumper. Yeah, so there is another version, and I think that probably if you had a poll out there to the fans, people probably would have preferred the other costume for Multiple Man, where it's the trench coat and then the green outfit with the bubbles that like go either side. I think if there was a poll out there, I do think the community probably would have voted for that one over this design. But as I said, for the X Factor, you need this guy. Mark's got 13. Bloody hell. Mark seems to be the army building king.
13.
Okay, so Mark, you need to hook me up with at least 1 more. Let's speak. Hit me up. You can help me out. You don't need 13, all right? It's an odd number. Odd numbers don't make sense, remember. You need, unless you're speaking to Brandon. But still, for this instance, odd numbers don't make sense. Hit me up, Mark. I need another Multiple Man. Right. Boom Boom. Oh yeah, Boom Boom was an X Factor. You're right. Yeah, Boom Boom. Wolfpack says Boom Boom. Multiple Man is awesome, and I wish I'd picked up more than 1. Picked up more of him. As 4 says. So Rob Oliver says Quicksilver, Polaris, Havoc, Forge, Strong Guy, and Wolfbane. Yeah, that sounds like quite a core team to me. Wolfbane, we've only got the head in the single pact of Danny Moon Knight. but it's not the right body. But you get the hands, to be fair, don't you? So I guess you could. How many, out of curiosity, this isn't in my list, but how many Danny Moon Knights did you get?
Moonstars.
Sorry, yeah, Moonstars.
I only got one. I only got one for Danny.
I'm trying to have a look. So yeah, I've got one in the box. She's not even on the shelf. So in here,
you know how valuable those are now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I only have one. I bet bloody Mark Tac Tac's probably got about 50 of these sitting on his shelf.
Yeah. Guess how much I got mine for?
Oh, you're gonna take the mick again, ain't you? Less than a tenner.
My buddies in Miami picked one up from a Walgreens for me, $9.99.
Oh my god! My god! You need to introduce me to some of your friends in Miami, Brandon. I'm getting very jealous of all these phones. But yeah, Danny Moonstar, she's not on my list to talk about, by the way, but I guess we could throw her in as a little honorable mention. So Danny Moonstar, obviously you don't need more than one of her in your display. But you do need to buy 3 of her if you want to display Karma, which you can display in this outfit. And you do get the interchangeable hands. And then Wolfsbane, you get the interchangeable head and hands, but it's not the right body for me for Wolfsbane. It's just a sneaky little packing from Hasbro to make you buy more than one, but it's not the right body. What do you think? I'm guessing you've got her displayed as Danny Moonstar.
I've got her displayed as Danny Moonstar, but I do like the Wolfsbane head sculpt for sure.
Yeah, I just wish I had it. I know a few people I've seen online buy extras of the Polaris in that 2-pack with Havoc, and then put the head and hands from her. Here she is. I'll reach. I'm scared of leaning back in case I rip my headphones over the laptop falls on the floor or something. But yeah, I've seen some people get this and then the Wolfsbane head from this and make a different version. So that's an option. But I do want another one of these just so I can have a Karma, because Karma does wear this outfit and I've seen really good not customs. Do you know, like Can of Beans will do like those effect pieces and you've got that pink effect piece that sort of sits behind her head. And I think with her hands all posed up, you could get Karma in a pretty good pose. So, yeah, if Mark Tac Tac has 50 of these on his shelf, then hit me up. How many of the comments are saying? So what are the comments saying?
We got 6, 4, 3, 3.
Yeah, 3's a good shout. I do regret not buying more than one of these at retail.
I mean, when they came here, they were like £30 a piece.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't think this would be one that would be hard to get, but I guess everything X-Men is crazy. And do you notice how they wanted to release this with the New Mutants film, but the New Mutant film just got delayed.
No, exactly.
But yeah, how many have people got of this? So yeah, 4, 3. Laser Pants has 4. So you don't need 4 Laser Pants. Hook me up with at least one more, then we can have 2 each. I know you'd still have 3. So yeah. Sorry, my quick maths wasn't good enough. Wolfpacky said his son has 1. Phil Jones said he's got 1. Rob Pollock's actually got 3 Moonstar figures. It took a lot of work and driving across 3 states. Wow, 3 states. Well, Rob,
1 penny from each state.
See it in this way. At least you can drive to the store and buy them. This was only available online for us. So as soon as this sold out online, there was no driving anywhere. I could have drove around the country and never found one of these in store. Find the positive in this situation, Rob. Right. Kit Bash. Rob Oliver is saying Kit Bash. I'm guessing he means for one of the other characters. I guess you could Kit Bash if you've got different bodies, especially if you get another Polaris with this outfit. But I don't know. In my head, I'd always know it's not the right body, if you know what I mean. Right. I'm OCD. I'm an OCD collector like that. If I lose like an accessory, like I lost one of the batons that come with a Daredevil, but it was the Daredevil that came in that 4-pack, that Amazon exclusive 4-pack. Like,
no.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to spend loads of money just to buy another Daredevil just because I lost the baton. Thank God I found it. Praise the Lord. Praise the figure lords that I found it. But something as small as that, people, will bug me. Like I will rip down my whole display to look behind things because I hate missing accessories.
How do you keep your accessories?
Bagged up in boxes. So if my figures have like holsters and somewhere to hold their weapons, I will usually keep them in the holsters. If a figure sort of needs to hold their weapon because it's a bit more iconic, then I leave it. Some of my figures have their effects displayed, but a lot of the accessories, are packed up in bags and in boxes, but very organised.
In Ziploc bags.
Yeah, Ziploc bags, very, very organised. I sort you out, Dan. Yes, Smart Attack. This is why I love you. This is why I love this community. Make sure you hit me up, Mark. I'm not going to let you forget that. I need another Danny. I need a Karma on my shelf.
By the time we do the next stream, there needs to be.
Oh no, he's not on about Moonstar. He's on about Multiple Man, which is fine with me. As I said, which is fine with me. He says he only has one Moonstar as well. That's all he could get. Yeah, as I said, same for us. We've only got one. You're not on your own. So I didn't even have a picture for Moonstar, but that was a nice little tangent. The next one is a very relevant one. It's not single packed. You can't actually buy it, and you're never ever gonna be able to buy it at retail. Well, I guess that's a lie because I'm only on about one version of it. You can buy other versions of it. Okay, so the next the next army builder we're talking about started off life in the Toy Biz days as a builder figure, and then Marvel Universe, and then Marvel Legends re-released the Marvel Universe version, and now we're all dropping a lot of money on it.
Oh, Sentinels.
There you go. So this technically, I know it's not what you'd think, but I did try to throw a few curveballs in here. So the Sentinel, let's be honest, is technically, and even the HasLab backs that theory up because of the way it's packed and the accessories. The Sentinel's a builder figure, right? Not builder figure, sorry, an army builder.
No, it is. I mean, so at one point I had 3 Toy Biz Sentinels, 2 of the purple Marvel Universe Sentinels, and 2 of the silver and purple Marvel Universe Sentinels. At one time, I had 6 Sentinels.
Wow. So how many have you got now?
I've only got 2 Toy Biz ones now. I sold the rest over the years.
Okay, but I like that though because it's symmetrical. So you got 2 of the same.
Exactly. And my thinking, the only thing is I wish I kept some of the maybe 2 of the Marvel Universe ones.
Yeah. So
now knowing what we're gonna get.
Yeah, master mold. Yeah.
Just because I would have liked to master mold with 2 Toy Biz, 2 Marvel Universe, done.
So yeah, a lot of people are probably going to buy. People that have just brought one of the HasLab will probably, and that have plenty of the Marvel Universe ones, could very easily turn that into a master mold and have the other Sentinels as which would work. I think that would work fine in a display. I think that makes sense. But for me, I'm probably not going to have that master mold head. So like, I've got 1 Toy Biz Sentinel. I've got 1 knockoff Toy Biz Sentinel that was sent to me, which works fine for display. And I've got 1 of the Marvel Universe Sentinels, but it's still boxed up. So I've still got it in the box with Wolverine. How much is that going for now?
Oh, that's going for a lot of money now.
Is it? Okay, I need to create some funds. So maybe.
I have been telling you this.
I know. I'm buying too much. Like I told you, I pulled the trigger on that NECA stuff. Oh, what's going on?
I know.
So I need to create some funds very quickly. But
yeah.
I think carry on.
I think I keep like swinging between how I'm going to display my 2, but I think at least to begin with I'll only have 1 out and I'll keep the other one in the box for a while. But I do like the idea of posing both of them as just regular Sentinels.
So obviously you're talking about HasLab Sentinel. So you have brought 2. I also brought 2. We were talking for a very long time, me and Brandon, about buying 3, and Brandon talked me out of it. Probably a sensible thing, but I did want 3.
I have to say, if I could have done it, I would have liked to have done 3. But just from a space point of view, not even about the cost, it's just, where would I put it?
So shout out to Blake. Got to give Bug credit. He long ago suggested a large builder figure, including small builder figures, to Hasbro. Yep, and he was right about the Hellfire Goons as well. Bug Nice has been saying that for a long time. And as I said, shout out to Bug. He did mentioned me in his last video talking about these Hellfire Goons, which I always appreciate the love. But yeah, thank you very much, Blake, for the super chat. So yeah, so I agree with you, Brandon. When it comes to Sentinels, it's all about how we're going to display them. So I've told you my idea. I've told everyone my idea. Yeah. 2 Sentinels in the middle of a city diorama, and the city's being destroyed, and that's going to be my display. One day in my attic or my shed, or when I'm an old man, I'm going to build a destroyed city diorama. These Sentinels are going to be the centerpiece. And the reason, and usually I want even numbers, don't I? But I wanted 3 Sentinels. I know that's an odd number, so that doesn't make sense for Dan logic, but think about it as in 1 Sentinel in the middle and then 2 either side. So it was the symmetrical, like, that's how in my head I wanted to display them. But you're right, size-wise, like, where's my, like, so size-wise, they're what? 28 or something like that? Are they 28? Yeah. 28. So, like, I can't even fit it in frame. So, like, it would take up at least 2, like, sections of my shelf, maybe. Maybe more. Maybe it's about, so, yeah, displaying is going to be a hard choice. Like, I'm thinking, this is, like, just a short-term goal, thinking of building like a small diorama around it that like a Sentinel's in the workstation. Do you know, like? So you could have like panels going across it, like steps going across it. Then you could display figures, on the steps, like, and you could have a couple of layers. Do you know? And I could build that like here, and then have a Sentinel there, but then stairs like sections, like, you know what I mean, like bridges, like bridges. Yeah. So it looked like a little factory with a giant Sentinel, and then I could display some because that's where my brain's going. So again, I love.
I think though.
Go on.
I think that between now and next year, when they ship, you should have that big city diorama built in the garage for by the time they release.
No, Chad. Between a full-time job and my girlfriend that hates everything I do in life, it's going to be very hard. But that's the dream, people. That's the dream. So, yeah. So, Sentinels, obviously a very expensive option for an army builder. But in comics, it's very rare only 1 Sentinel attacks the city. So, let me jump to the chat to see what people are saying. If you've caught anything, shout them out, Brandon.
Yeah, they're making a good point as well about the Sentinel Primes. And I think if I was gonna ask you what the top 3 comic army builders that you could get as the single pack, $15, £15 releases, personally, my top 3 would be Ultron bots, Sentinel, like 6-inch Sentinel Prime robots, and Skrulls.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with those 3. I don't know. Maybe we're asked to chat that once we've gone through all of the comic, because we've got a few more. We've got a few more to go. But what are people saying about Sentinels? So a lot of people seem to have the Toy Biz Sentinels. So the Toy Biz Sentinels still holds up today. It's definitely the best Toy Biz. I don't know. I guess that one's up for debate. Is it the best Toy Biz builder figure? Because people love Giant Man, people love Galactus. So I guess that one's up for debate. But the point is, the Toy Biz Sentinel still stands up, still holds up in the collection. But if you prefer a more stylized not cartoon, but a more stylized version of the Sentinel, I think the Marvel Universe version of the Sentinel is very nice and will fit very nicely into anybody's comic displays. And I know the Marvel Universe actually released that as like a bubble pack, didn't they? Like a big pack. The same with Galactus, I think they did that as well. So what are people? Let me just quickly shout out anyone.
So Rob Pollock, Thor, Wolfpack.
All right, let me just...
Home Arena Collectibles was saying about the Sentinel bases from the Toy Biz figures.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool as well, I think.
Hang on, I'm just checking my chat. So
did they connect together, those Sentinel bases?
Chad is sending me pictures of Skrulls. People are making me jealous. So if people do have army builders set up on display, please send them to me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, and I will show the people, because I do love seeing other people's displays. I don't know, like you, Brandon, is seeing other people's displays like inspiring and makes you want to go and do stuff. So yeah, Chad has just sent me his Skrulls, and if anyone else sent me anything, I'll put it up. Let me have a quick look. Oh, okay. Okay, so Mark was showing off. Look what Mark sent me. Oh, you can't see it. It's delayed. I'll show you on this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Mark was showing off. Okay, so yeah, Mark, you need to hook me up. I need at least one more, mate. I need at least one more. So yeah, that's army building of the multiple man. And let me just have a look at my message request because Rich said he has sent me a picture of his custom Wolfbane. Okay, Rich, this is very nice. So this is Rich's custom Wolfbane. And I'll show Brandon. Brandon's on a separate camera, by the way.
People. Oh, wow. That's really nice.
So yeah, that is Rich's Wolfbane. So yeah, I do, by the way, I love seeing other people's collections, displays, always inspiring. It gives me ideas for how I'm going to display mine, because that's what's great about collecting. No one's collections are the same. No one's displays are the same because there's no rules. It's how you perceive the universe on your shelf. What do you like? What do you want to display? Do you know, like, I just love that concept of collecting as a whole. But yeah, if you've got things you want to show off, I will try and show them off on camera to the people, because we're in a safe space here, people. We're in a safe space. But yeah, Sentinel. So having a quick scan. So Laser Pants got 2 Toy Biz, 1 KO Toy Biz, and 1 DOFP Hasbro Sentinel. What's DOFP? Am I being dumb? DOFP Hasbro Sentinel. What?
Days of Future Past.
Oh, the box set, the one with Wolverine. Yeah. But that's the one I've got in a box. So maybe I'll get rid of that. Who knows? And then next year, Laser Pants is getting 5 Sentinels. 5 Sentinels.
5.
Very jealous, Laser Pants. Very jealous. The Ruckus says he got 3 Toy Biz, 5 MCU Sentinels, and 3 HasLabs on the way. Very jealous, the Ruckus. Rob says he has 1 Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Sentinel, and that 1 Sentinel on the tank treads that came packed with the Wolverine Classics, new X-Men Wolverine from Toy Biz. I can't even think what that one is. Can you think what that one is, Brandon? Sentinel on tank treads. So the Wolfpack said he was hoping we'd get a throne for the Master Mold. You can build one. Yeah. Go and get yourself some wood. Go and get yourself some wood, some foam. Build one. A chair. Chairs are the most easy thing to build. Like, I'm not a customizer by any means, people, and I managed to build a Thanos throne for my comic Thanos that looks pretty good. Do you know what I mean? So if I can do it, you can do it. I know the Master Mold would need a bigger chair, but just scale it up. Scale it up. Doesn't need to be nothing fancy. But I'm sure there's going to be people in the toy community that are going to be building chairs for their Master Mold.
Yeah, for sure.
So Homerino says he's got 3 Toy Biz. Then he got the KO one gifted for review. Yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah, so they were talking about the single pack. Sorry, so I diverted the conversation there. So the single packed that come with the Sentinel are Bastion, who is like a futuristic version of the Sentinel. Like the Sentinel so advanced from the future is in human form now. So I like that we've recently got Nimrod, who is technically a Sentinel. Well. Where is he?
Oh yeah, you have Nimrod.
Yeah. So here he is. Nimrod is... So Nimrod, if people didn't know, I'm sure you do know, but Nimrod is a Sentinel prototype from the future. So from the Days of Future Past storyline, in the future, when the Sentinels have already took over the world, they make a prototype that can basically mimic and study mutants, and it can tell just by scanning a mutant what their abilities are, and then it adapts itself to best attack that mutant. So Nimrod is very, very powerful, and now we have him in figure form. So he is an evolution of the Sentinels. So with Bastion would be the next evolution of the Sentinels after Nimrod. So Sentinel, Nimrod, Sentinel Primes as well are like, again, advanced versions of the Sentinels. And then the female Sentinel Prime as well, I think, is another advanced futuristic version of the Sentinels. So basically, well, the moral of the story is we don't want the Sentinels to take over because they become too powerful and extreme. But they do make for fun displays. So yeah, I guess it's like a Sentinel. I've seen a picture online of like the Sentinel timeline. Do you know, like Cavemen, where it goes down from big Sentinel and it goes downwards. So so it's good that we can now display all of our spin-off Sentinels with the big ones. But very much looking forward to Sentinels coming next year.
My hope is with that Nimrod 3-pack is that Amazon UK eventually get them. And you know how some of those, some of the 80th and 10th anniversary box sets on Amazon kind of just like dropped at
Yes.
by like £30.
Yeah.
That's my hope, that those ones drop over the next couple of months.
Yeah, we shall see. It's like
Rob Pollock is on his way out. He's dropping out for a work Zoom meeting.
Oh,
Take
pal,
care, guys.
thank you very much for staying in, Rob. Much appreciated. Right, so let me just have a look at what the next picture I've got up is, because I like the conversations that this has given us. I didn't think we'd get much talk out. I knew we would get talk out of this, but I forgot how much I like to talk, so I do apologise. But we've still got people around. So the next picture is okay. So we've already talked about this, but I don't mind talking about it again because we've got our special guest here with us. He can join in the conversation. So this is, of course, the Hellfire Goon. So Hellfire Goons. So as I said, here's our special guest for today. This is Hellfire. Is it Hellfire Hank? Is that what we called him?
Hellfire Hank. Yeah.
Like Hydra has Bob. I shout out to whoever named him Hellfire Hank. Let yourself be known. But this is Hellfire Hank. One of very few Hellfire Goons that people have in their hands right now. Here he is. Sorry, I just wanted to make everyone jealous, so I cut Brandon off camera, but he's back now. He's back now. There he is. So Hellfire Hank. And so the Hellfire Goons, as Blake said in the super chat earlier, this is something that Bug Nice called a long time ago. Now it's finally here. I guess it's not fine. Well, it is finally here because I have it in hand, but Hasbro still haven't revealed it. They didn't even take the opportunity of me reviewing it yesterday to officially reveal it. I said to Ryan on Instagram, I'll officially reveal it if you want. I don't mind. I'll do it. I'll do the official announcement for the community, but he didn't seem to want to let me do that. But yet to be officially announced by Hasbro, but I'm assuming at Hasbro PulseCon, we're going to see this officially revealed. But it's no longer a dream. It's a reality. Hellfire Hank. So how many are people getting before we jump straight to the next one, by the way? And Brandon, how many are you getting now you've got at least 3 cuckoos for your Hellfire Goon?
Yeah, I'm only going to go 2 on the Hellfire Goon. Just because A, for space, and B, because they're cool, but they're not like top tier for me.
Yeah, you said yourself you're not the biggest
Hellfire
person. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But you definitely got to have if it's an army builder, you can't just have 1. You've got to have more than 2.
Definitely going to go for 2 because the other I may go for 3. We'll see. But my thinking is definitely 2, just because as well. I know the aftermarket prices, once they sell out, it's going to just be a headache.
I told you, I've got 1 that I'm very tempted to put on eBay, not to scalp, as an experiment. I want to see I just want to get lucky and have that crazy collector who wants to spend $1,000 on it, to be honest.
Yeah. I would do it. I would put it there, 99p, and see what happens.
If I put it as 99p, that's not scalping, right? That's just an experiment, right? I've publicly said it's an experiment. Because I want more than 1. I've got 2 because that's all I could afford right now. But I do want maybe 4 at least, maybe 6.
Yeah.
Once I've got that Hellfire Club box set, do you know, how I need to see how I'm going to have them all spaced out. But
there's 4 figures in the box set, and you kind of need 2 goons per figure. So
you technically need 2 figures in that box set as well.
Why 2 figures in the box set?
Because you've got Jean Grey as the Dark Queen,
and then you've also got the black suit in the Frost.
Yeah, no, it's not Black Emma Frost. It's you've already you said this last week, didn't you? You said you can swap the head. Yeah. But maybe I want a Black Emma Frost under display. Do you know? So the Rambo Mahoney jumped in with another super chat, and he says, "I plan on 10 Hanks." He's getting 10 Hellfire Hanks. That's a good shout. As I said, do you know what? Do you know when I will forgive the odd numbers? It's not even an odd number. 10's an even number. But 10. When you're getting double digits, it's like there's no rules. If you're buying double digits, it doesn't matter. There's no rules. Even or odd doesn't matter. You've got double digits. You're good to go. But Hellfire Hank is looking good. So what are the chat saying? People are saying. So Alex saying probably 3 or 4. Probably 2. He changed his mind. Alex changed his mind very quickly there. Phil Jones says, I'm going to try for 3. I'm gutted for you, Phil. I'm gutted that you couldn't get them today. You should have told him, Phil Jones. You should have said to the guys at Forbidden Planet, you should have said, look, Dan Who Reviews has already reviewed it. He already has it in his hand at this point. It doesn't matter. Let me buy it. They probably wouldn't have still sold it yet, but you could have tried. You could have tried, Phil.
Exactly.
Could have tried, Phil. Rambo Mahoney says 10. And that's about it for now. So we're going to move on because, as I said, I've been talking about this guy for too long. And I do apologise, making everyone jealous.
So who else we got Marvel-wise?
What's that, sorry?
What other army builders have we got Marvel-wise?
Well, I haven't finished, Brandon. I've still got pictures, Brandon. I've still got pictures.
What got to go?
I've still got a lot. Brandon is looking at the time and going, shit, we want to talk about the MCU. And I agree. So let's skip through some of these. So this next one, we've sort of already talked about on the streams. Can you guess what it is, Brandon? Because this one has been rumoured by our good friend Rectangular, but not officially been announced yet.
Give me another clue.
So we could get it in red, maybe white.
Hand Ninja.
Hand Ninjas, of course it is. Yeah. The Hand Ninjas. So obviously our good friend Rectangular last week leaked some news that we're going to be getting the Spider-Verse wave. And in the Spider-Verse wave, some of the comic characters that would appear in that wave would be Frogman and a Hand Ninja. And everyone's speculation is that Stiltman's the builder figure, and then the Stiltman legs are going to be packed in with the army builder. So the more army building you do, the bigger your Stiltman will be, which is genius if that is the case. But we are yet to know. We don't know that. If Hasbro don't do that, they're going to be gutted that they didn't. So Hand Ninja, heavily rumored, and yeah, Hand Ninjas again, another one of those that we've had in the Hasbro days. We had it in a box set, I believe, with Elektra, and maybe we had it in white and black, white and red, but I haven't got any Hand Ninjas yet, but I did pull off one of these. Probably shouldn't say that live on a stream. It's not late enough yet. But I did get one of these off the shelf, and it is
one of the Foosh ones.
Yeah, so this is a Foosh articulated icon. So yeah,
I really like the look of those.
Yeah. So Rambling Mahoney's just said, Dan, check your Twitter DMs real quick. That is definitely the way.
I'm hoping that they have butterfly joints.
All right. Right. So this, by the way, I love these. They scale perfectly with Marvel Legends and with SH figures and stuff like that. But they were very expensive for me to get in the UK. Like, I got hit with import charges. I brought 3 of these, and I brought one of the Solitaire figures as well, if you're familiar with the Articulated Icons line. And I got cost me over £200, I think, all in all.
For the 3 or 4 figures?
For the 4 figures. I think because I got hit with £60 charge of customs, pain in the ass.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And so I got 3 of these on the shelf because I wanted to display them with Elektra. So I've got 3 of these to display with Elektra for the time being. But they're very nice figures, scale perfectly with Marvel Legends. You get loads of accessories, very nice. So Hasbro, come on, you need it's a easy one for you. It's easy. We need Hand Ninjas. It's only a matter of time, surely, and maybe in the next wave.
Yeah, hopefully. How many are you going to get?
So how many am I going to get, did you say?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Hand Ninjas. Well, let's think of characters you could display Hand Ninjas with. So chat, you can join in with this as well. So obviously I've already mentioned Elektra. Obviously you could have them fighting Daredevil. The ninjas sort of sneak in everywhere with them. You can have Spider-Man fighting Hand Ninjas. Punisher can fight Hand Ninjas. Moon Knight can fight Hand Ninjas, yeah. So how many did you say you were going to get?
I think I'm going to go 3.
I get, because you're the odd number guy, yeah. So at least 4 for me. But I've already got these as well, so I guess I've already got 3 technically. I'm curious what colour the Hand Ninja was going to be. So I very much Hasbro will do it. They've already said they don't like running changes. They don't like variants. If it happens, it's factory changes. It's not an official variant. So what colour do you want the Hasbro Hand Ninja to be?
This is the one time I would like them to do variants. One that is red and black, and then one that is black and red.
Yeah, so again, I don't think... So the Foosh articulated icons... The articulated icons, by the way, come in loads of different colours. They come in purple, green, grey, white, black. This one is like the bluish black version. So I think my guess, so this is my guess, I think the Hasbro version is going to be red. And pal, shout out to D Amazing, by the way, who's just subscribed to the channel. So I hope D Amazing is not going to be too disappointed with the lack of posing skills on this channel. D Amazing, my only skill is chatting a lot of shit, my friend. Literally the gift of the gab. That's all I've got. But I do like talking about Marvel Legends. So welcome to the channel, my friend.
D Amazing's in the chat.
D Amazing in the chat. D Amazing, right? So D Amazing, I've got in my hand an articulated icon. And I'm going to put it down because I'm going to be embarrassed because I'm not going to make them look as good as you, my friend. Not going to make them look as good as you. I've just dropped a hand. I've dropped a hand.
Honestly, yes. And I'm not just saying this because The Amazing's in the chat and he's probably one of my favorite people of in the whole community, but watch his playing around videos on YouTube. They are my posing went from like good to better just from watching how he poses those figures. You know the cable we were talking about, the new Josh Brolin cable?
Yes.
I could not for the life of me figure out how to pose him properly with that big gun that he comes with. I was watching The Amazing Stories, and he puts up a story the other day with Cable holding the gun to like the side, and look, I've now got Cable sat in front of me, holding the gun to the side, looking epic.
Okay, so keep him up on the screen for a minute because remember your camera's a bit dodgy. And I do apologise about Brandon's camera, by the way, people. I'll sort it out for next week. But shout out The Amazing. As I said, The Amazing is the type of guy where if you watch one of his reviews, he's going to make you spend a lot of money because he makes figures look so good. After watching a The Amazing review, you're guaranteed to buy it. I literally
those videos. It goes a long way. Just by mimicking them, you really improve the posing on the figures.
Now, a lot of skill, a lot of patience. As I said, The Amazing's made me spend so much money on imports. Like, if I was if a character, do you know when they release SH Figure Arts or a Mafex, and you're thinking, okay, obviously their imports are expensive. I can only afford one, but which Batman do I get? Which Wonder Woman do I get? I'm like straight to The Amazing's page and wait for the comparison, the reviews. And we're not just saying that because it's in the chat. It's genuinely true. Sorry, I'm not paying attention because while I was playing around with this ninja, I've dropped a hand and I can't find it. So I'm like, where's the hand gone?
But it cut out on my end, so I didn't hear how you finished. But that's the point, is that like Marfex Iron Spider, SH Figure Arts Iron Spider, side to side on Marfex, and then the SHF comes out and I watch the review and I end up getting both.
Wait, I found the hand. Panic. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you, Brandon. I was listening and looking for my hand. So yeah, I found my hand. So sorry, I did ignore the comments when I asked what color. Yeah. What color do you want the Hasbro Hand Ninja to be? So again, we don't know for sure. It's just a rectangular rumor, but usually, let's be honest, rectangular's got the sources in the right places. It's probably going to be true. It's only a matter of time. So just throw in a color on the comments right now. Drop in a color. Yeah. What color do you want the Hand Ninja to be from Hasbro? Because you know we're not going to get changes. We're not going to get variants. It's going to be one color. And my guess is red. And to be honest,
I think red and black it'll be.
I'd like if I was only going to have one color. I just prefer black. I think the black ninjas you can. If you've got a black Hand Ninja, you can throw them into any display with any character. You can have Batman. You can have Batman beating up Hand Ninjas because it could look like the assassins. So yeah, but I think it will be red.
Red. Yeah.
So Marcus says periwinkle. I don't even know what colour periwinkle is.
I don't know either. I was just thinking that.
So I do apologise, Marcus. What is periwinkle? But Tom says red. Yak says red and black. Darth Clueless says red. Numbalumu, I can't even read that name. He says red. Ramblin' Mahoney says hot pink. Ramblin' Mahoney, I think you're going to be disappointed because I don't think that we're going to get a hot pink ninja. Right, let me just throw up the chat. So as I said, before we move on, I did say if anyone throws me a DM of something they want me to show off, I will try and show it off. So Brian has just sent me a picture of his Spider-Man posed up, and he says it's not technically a Build-A-Figure, but you could buy multiples of it. So this is Scourge, aka Demolition Man from the Marvel Legends line, and he's not wrong. I brought 4 of these, I think, at the time. Because it's a very easy go-to sort of militant-looking guy you can have in your display. Did you get more than one of these guys?
Wait, you cut out. Say again.
I was on about Demolition Man, Scourge. I was saying,
Yeah.
Brian just sent me a picture. So Demolition Man.
I think I got 2.
Yeah,
I think 2.
So Scourge is quite sought after at the minute as well. If you look on, I guess it's not super sought after, but people did army build him. So.
But that's the thing. I think once people realized that they could army build him, the price shot up. Same with Jackal as well. Did you realize?
Yeah. Do you know what? I guarantee you 100% it's because of D Amazing. Because I
was about to say the same thing.
Because I didn't think of army building Jackals. And I haven't. Jackals, to me, one character. Right. But I did see D Amazing post loads of videos of the Jackal, like 10 Jackals that just look really good. So blame the Jackal price hack on D Amazing. Yeah, definitely his fault. But even D Amazing said he'd want a grey hand ninja. Homerio says red and black. A lot of people are saying black. I do think black would probably be my choice as well. And shout out to D Amazing who just threw in the super chat. Says here, just going to support the homies. Homies help homies. Yes, 100%. Thank you very much, D Amazing. Much appreciated. I'll just add it to the fund of me buying figures that you make me. Well, you don't make me do anything. That's unfair to say, but you definitely show off the figures that make me want to buy them. So shout out to D Amazing, 100%.
Remember, I opened up Baroness yesterday. After being unsure for about a week.
And you watching one of his videos convinced you to keep it or something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's usually the case.
Yes, she is.
Right. With YouTubers, it's like micro influencers. They're like people who are not in like the hundreds of thousands subscribers. Like micro influencers sometimes have more of a connection with their fan base because the fan base is like smaller and more connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes the smaller YouTubers do have a massive influence. Like I 100% will watch Robo on the Fuge, Unparalleled, MCU Collector, D Amazing, people like that. And if they have a good review or talk highly of a figure, I trust their opinions enough to go and buy it. So especially if it's a character I'm on the fence or. But you know me, when it comes to Marvel Legends, it's easy because if it's a new character or an upgrade of a character, I'm going to buy it and add it to the shelf. I love adding new characters to the shelf. But army building, as I said, it's a rich man's game. And Laser Pants has just said, I have 9 Jackals because of D Amazing. I'm sure he's not the only one.
That's the other thing about army building, though, is it's a rich man's game, but you also got to be smart.
Yes.
Like you think, for example, those Jackals. I remember here, at least in the UK, they were on sale for like £12 for ages. Like the regular retailers.
Yes.
Ages they were on sale.
The Jackal figure's really nice as well, by the way.
And Scourge as well was like, remember when that Christmas when they went on sale in Home Bargains and it was like £6?
Yeah, so I've actually got videos of me. I don't know if I posted any on YouTube, but like, so Home Bargains is like, it's the UK equivalent of a US Ross store. I think would that make sense? You'd know. Yeah. So like Ross in the US is like a discount store. Random things pop up super cheap. So our version in the UK of that is called Home Bargains. People in the UK in the chat know exactly what I'm talking about. And a couple of years ago, probably years ago now, they had the Red Onslaught wave randomly popped up in Home Bargains. £5 a pop. Now, you know Marvel Legends are about £25 these days. So £5 a pop for us in the UK is like, okay, I need to find them. I literally drove to different cities to go to Home Bargains to look for these figures.
Really?
I did end up buying at least 3 of the waves because I built a couple of Red Onslaughts anyway. But Captain America was in that wave. And Scourge was definitely an army builder. Sharon Carter was another one in that wave. But that wave, again, I got lucky. That's how I brought my Scourges. I think I got 4 or 5 Scourges. I've got one of them still boxed up. But definitely another potential army builder. So thanks for Brian for showing that one. But I have got others. I want to talk about. So there's two more comic ones, and then before the stream, we'll probably stay on a little bit longer today because I didn't realize how much we'd get on. Is that all right with you, Brandon? If we carry over?
Then you have to pick up the missus at 10.
Yeah, well, she's gonna have to wait. She's all good. She's fine. She's gonna have to wait. Hang on, she just text me. Oh no, it's all good. She's having a good time. She's having a good time at a party. We can carry on. We can carry on, people. Hooray! Someone go get me another cider. I've just realised I'm in the house on my own. Nobody's getting me another cider. I have to leave you alone, Brandon, while I go and get another drink. But so the next one, right? So Brandon, we've been playing this guessing game. We've talked about a lot of comic army builders that we could be getting. So this one, a lot of people, when you say to people, I want an army builder, this is at the top of a lot of people's lists, but we haven't got it yet. Any guesses?
Doombots?
Doombots, you were correct. It is exactly that. So a lot of people's guesses for army builders, Doombots. Let me throw up the picture real quick. So this picture isn't technically Doombots. It's just a lot of Dooms, and they are Doombots, but not the version of Doombots I think people want. People want a sort of reissue of the robotic Doombots with like the robot head, and but this is just a picture up to represent Doombots as a whole. But people want Doombots as a builder figure, and as I said, there has been different styles, different versions of Doombots. And I think, again, it's inevitable before Hasbro do give us more Doombots in the Marvel Legends line. Because I think the Toy Biz version of Doombots, I think it's Toy Biz that released the Doombot in the old sort of classics line, is a bit outdated now. So it's definitely worthy.
Quick point as well from the chat. The Amazing said, man, I just love army building. So much fun. So my question for him also is, what are your top favorite 3 army builders, either to shoot or just that you have? And the second thing is, the Amazing said, don't make the missus wait.
It's all right. She's texted me. She's having a good time. So she's at a party and she's having a good time. So I don't need to pick her up yet. She said still where she is. So that's her telling me she doesn't need a lift yet, which is good with us. It means I can stay here a little bit longer. But yeah, so Doombots. Is it something people want? Or not? Right.
So, you'll go, but y'all be good. Do good. Be good. Do good.
Yeah, I do apologise, The Amazing. I've got cider, not water, but I'll get a water for you. I'll get a water, not a problem. But yeah, do good, be good, drink your water. I'm just having a look. So Mark Tack has sent me another picture, but this time it's of a builder figure we've not talked about, but they're sort of robots. He's made custom Deathlocks. So you can't see because it's there, but custom Deathlocks.
Oh, custom Deathlocks.
Custom Deathlocks. I've seen a few people army build Deathlocks because you could sort of create Reavers, because Reavers are like all robotics and stuff like that, ain't they? So I guess you could create, because that Reaver, to be fair, he's not in my list, but that Reaver that came in
Caliban Wave.
Caliban Wave, he came with 2 heads. So here's another figure where you could have brought more than one. Brandon Ramblin' Mahoney's just sent me a picture of you, Brandon. That picture froze on you, and he just said you look so sad.
Show me. Oh, I can't see. That's so funny. It keeps freezing in the worst places too.
From on my end, Brandon, on my thing, it says the connection's fine. So I don't.
Yeah, on my side too, it says HD.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll blame YouTube.
It's definitely YouTube's fault. Brandon doesn't mind. As I said, it's his inner rectangular. It's his voice. It's all about the voice today. But yeah, so a lot of people in my chat on my end, I don't know if mine's delayed, but are still talking about hand ninjas. So if anyone's talking about, I'll throw the picture of the Doombot back up. But I thought people wanted this Doombot. Maybe I'm wrong. But a lot of people would post, when the conversation of army builders come up, would talk about Doombots.
I always see Doombots.
So, but people, like, you could, technically, I guess you could, if you wanted to, buy more of this guy and army build this guy and have Doombots.
Yeah.
You just come with 2 heads, so maybe you could have one of the heads to be your actual Doom and the other head to be a Doombot. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That does sort of, if I pull up that picture, sorry, Brandon, you're still here, but if I pull up that picture and that, you can sort of see the Doombots in that picture do represent this one, and then you're getting the more retro Doom as well. So maybe you could have your retro Doom when it comes out as your actual Doom on the shelf, and then these guys could be Doombots. Maybe. Just an idea. Just throwing it out there. Oh, just seeing this made me realise it's the Super Skrull rave. Damn. Hey, wait, I've got a leg. Yes, I'm one step closer to another Super Skrull. Now I just need 2 more, and I could build another Super Skrull. See, I genuinely didn't even think about that, Brandon. You've enlightened me.
That is funny.
Right, so people have started to mention Doombots. So I don't know how delayed we are on the YouTube, or if it's just my chat that's delayed. Either way, I can't even speak in the chat, can I?
No.
Pow. There you go. I've just said pow, so hopefully that comes up. That will show me how delayed I am. Right, so So I want to quickly skim through the next one because people don't seem to be too excited about the Doombot. So this next one, I don't think you're going to guess, Brandon, but we'll try the guessing game nevertheless, okay? So this builder figure is not... We've never had a figure. So we had a Doombot, but we've never had this as a figure, unless I'm wrong. But we shall find out in a minute. So it's an army builder he's pretty ugly. He's like in the sort of magic realm, if you will. Think other dimensions. Think Dormammu.
Oh, I was gonna say what the I was gonna say the brood things, the Annihilus, something like that.
No, it's not that. Right. It is the mindless ones. The mindless ones.
No, I'm gonna get that.
So these are probably not on anyone's top 10 list of builder figures, but I just wanted to throw a few curveballs in the mix. So mindless ones are basically like from other dimensional beings that are essentially just mindless. They just cause chaos, and people like Dormammu send these to destroy other realms and dimensions. So you could have a couple of these like sort of brick monsters. I guess they're brick or clay. I don't know. Guess. But they could be displayed with Dormammu maybe, or Doctor Strange could be fighting some of these, or but yeah, mindless ones. Is anybody interested in mindless ones? I've seen a few people.
Alex Cap Lives, Yat 6417, and Marcus all guessed mindless ones.
Oh, fair play. So well done, Alex, Cap, and Yat. You win. A thumbs up. Well done. You win. That's what you win. I don't know if you noticed, but this thumb was featured on Bug Noice's YouTube video.
I think it was, yeah.
So you get that thumbs up. EMT Dioramas. He says, "What up, Dan? Who? What up, my friend? Say hello to Brandon as well. Don't be rude, my friend. Don't be rude. Brandon's here." Right, yeah. So mindless ones. Is that anything that interests you, Brandon? I assume not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so let's move on to a subject that does excite you, Brandon, okay? So let's move on to the MCU.
So I've got two of my MCU army builders right here.
Okay, so before we show any off, let's just give the minute to the chat to catch up. So we're just going to switch over. So usually this is to be the time of the chat where we'd wind down and I'd jump off the stream. I like to keep these at about 2 hours, but the missus is away. She's having a good time. Brandon's still here. He's having a good time. We want to talk about the MCU army builders, and instead of saving it for another stream, we thought we'd stick around now. We've still got about 60 people watching, so make sure everyone's still sharing this stream, posting it online, and put it in your Instagram stories, all of that good stuff. Let's try and keep it lively, and me and Brandon will stick around for another half an hour or so and talk about the MCU army builders, because as we've noticed, there's a lot to talk about with the MCU.
For sure.
All right, let me just post another tweet, and then we'll get into it. So I do have a picture, Brandon, of an MCU army builder up on my screen about to show. And it's one that we've already got. So it's an MCU army builder we've already got. So it should be the obvious choice.
Trooper?
What's that, sorry?
Is it the Hydra Trooper?
Of course it's the Hydra Trooper. So that's it, right. So if everyone's keeping attention, we are moving on to MCU army builders. So if you're a comic fan, you've had 2 hours of our time. We're moving on to the MCU because this is another passion of ours. And this is just a generic picture I pulled off YouTube. I think it's just a clip from maybe Captain America. But it has to switch the camera back, so keep that up, Brandon. Keep that up. Army builder. So we have technically an MCU army builder already, which is crazy to think about it. I genuinely didn't think we'd get MCU army builders. I'm very happy that they did this. Love that they did this. So in the Marvel 10-year anniversary line, they give us Red Skull, a more MCU accurate Red Skull. Mm-hmm. And in that Red Skull, they gave you a harness and 3 interchangeable heads. So you could make some army building Hydra soldiers that we've seen in the Captain America First Avenger film. And very, very happy with this. I love this. How many did you buy, Brandon?
I got 3.
3. How many did I buy? I can't even remember. I think I've got.
And I used that the Terax. What am I talking about? The Tesseract Red Skull was my MCU Red Skull.
Yes, exactly same as me. And I've actually got a cloak on mine that I stole from one of my Star Wars figures. Let me get him one sec. So you're a Star Wars guy. Can you tell who I stole this cloak from? Okay, sorry, you're on that one, ain't you? My bad.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, of course I did. So yeah, this sort of cloak thing is stole from Kylo Ren. So this is different to the Build-A-Figure, the other Red Skull. As Brandon said, the version of Red Skull that came with the Tesseract came with like a longer coat. So his like coat is all the way down to his ankles. And the single packed Red Skull that came with the Hydra Soldier heads came with like the shorter coat and the harness, obviously. So there is definitely a difference between the two. So like Brandon and myself, this Tesseract version of the Red Skull is the Red Skull in my display. And then I brought a pile of these to Army Build. And I think I brought 6 of these so I could display 2 of each head. Which heads do you display, Brandon?
I'm trying to see where the other ones are. I think I did the same. Yeah, I did one with where the mouth is showing, and the other one where the mouth isn't showing.
Yeah, so I think the one with the mouth not showing is like the one that's shooting the fire.
Yeah,
I was about to say fire gun. Why did flamethrower go out of my head? That fire gun, you know what I'm talking about? The flamethrower, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the very first MCU Army Builder, and we obviously hope it's not going to be the last. So these next few that we're going to talk about are... Oh, actually, wait. There's one more. So there's one more that we do actually have, Brandon. And I'm guessing you've got it in hand. So I'll throw up the picture as you talk. So there is one other MCU Army Builder figure that we... not Builder figure. There's one other MCU Army Builder we have so far.
Yeah, so... well, I've got one to hand, but I don't know if it's the one that we're going to talk about. Marvel. This isn't the one I've got to hand, but are we talking about the Marvel Select Chitauri?
No, that's not an Marvel Legend. Wait until we talk about the Chitauri. I've got the pictures up on YouTube.
This is the only other Marvel Legend Army Builder I've built.
Okay, no, so the picture is right up on the screen right now on YouTube. So it's a bit delayed for you, but it's definitely a builder figure. Not builder figure, definitely an army builder.
Yeah. From the MCU.
From the MCU. The chat are probably laughing at you because the picture's on the screen as you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I've got the YouTube open on my iPad, and it's just you with your Hydra troopers.
Okay, so I'll put you out your misery. So
I can't think. What's the other one?
The next MCU army builder that we have is, of course, the Dora Milaje from Black Panther.
Oh!
Now Brandon feels foolish.
Oh, how can I forget the Doras?
Brandon, we're disappointed. We're disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself for that.
But yeah, so Black Panther, obviously due to its success, and rightly so, got a second wave, and it was the first ever all MCU Marvel Legends wave, which I was very happy about. And I hope we get the same with the Eternals, but that's a different conversation. And yeah, we got the Dora Milaje in the first Black Panther wave, but they gave us a much more screen accurate version with a couple of interchangeable heads that were accurate to the different actors playing the Dora Milaje. Yeah. One was called Ao, and I don't know the other two's name, so I do apologize. But we've got 3 different interchangeable heads, so that's technically you need at least 3 to display one of each head, and then you display them with an Oki. Am I saying that right? And then you have your 4 Okoye. There you go. So you have Okoye with the 3 different heads, and so you have 4 completely different characters on your shelf. So that is what I've got. I brought 3 of the Doras so I could display all heads. I think. Yeah, that's what I've got. So you must have more than one, right?
I've got 3, one with each head, plus Nakia, plus Shuri, plus Okoye.
Yeah, so mine, I didn't take mine off the show because my Black Panther figures are like in the shelf over there. So if I pulled them out, they'd fall apart. But Yeah, Dora Milaje are definitely an MCU army builder. 100% would say that is the case. So, right, let's jump to the next one. So the next one is what you mentioned a minute ago, by the way.
What did I mention a minute ago?
So,
Chitauri.
So the next, so we're now getting into the realm of figures we don't have. So MCU figures we don't have.
Hold on.
We want. Okay.
You can army build Young Rog as the Kree.
Okay, you're not wrong. But I do wish that figure. The only drawback that I would get for that, because you're not wrong, you 100% can, but the box actually says Young Rog. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not
an official army builder.
Exactly. So you 100% can get more than one of them to make your own Kree soldiers, but it's technically, according to Marvel Legends, Yonrog, because I wish they gave us an unmasked head for Yonrog, so it was more character specific.
I agree.
But clearly they didn't get the likeness rights or something for that. But Yonrog, you could. But getting back into what you had already mentioned earlier, and what we want in Marvel Legends form are the big well, not the big bads, but the baddies from the very first Avengers film. These aliens attack New York. They attack New York. So we need figures. And like you said, we already have, Marvel Select give us one. So I've got one. Hang on, let me get it off the shelf.
The only thing about that, the design and deco and everything is good, but the articulation is so bad.
Sorry, I just jumped off so I could get one. Sorry.
I forgot you can't hear me. I said the design and the deco is good, but the articulation is just not good at all.
Yeah, so these are basically like mini statues, and I do think they sort of scale with Legends. So these are the Marvel Select Chitauri, right? And these came packed with a bit of the bridge from New York. So I brought a couple of these because there was a time these were only £10 on eBay. So I got a couple of these just to have in the display as a representation of Chitauri, and I have them now standing behind Thanos and the Dark Order on my top shelf up there. And I definitely think we need an army builder of these in the MCU so people can build their MCU displays and have the MCU Avengers beating some fodder bad guys. And if you look at the scale, if I bring back in Hank, the Hydra Hellfire Goon, you can see that they're massive.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're just too big.
So, but in my brain, trying to justify my purchase, I'm thinking they're aliens. They're obviously tall.
True.
So you can sort of fudge them in your display. So obviously I'd prefer a smaller version of the Chitauri, but you can fudge them in your Marvel Legends display. But I guess to be accurate, they're too big. Because if you watch the film, like, they're not towering over the Avengers. Like, they're sort of just a bit taller. They're sort of like a 6-7 foot type monster, if you know what I mean, where this guy is probably about 9 foot. You know, like, I don't know, but you can fudge it. I'm curious to know, did anybody buy Chitauris? So
I think I had two, but I sold them both.
So
just because of the size, and they weren't fun to pose anymore.
Yeah, so as I'm playing around with it now, like, there's a bit of wobble on the waist. There's no ab crunch, so you can like get him wobbling, but it's not really an ab crunch. The shoulders will go up a bit, but they're very stiff, but they won't go up to 90. And then the elbows are only single jointed, so you're only going to get 90, a full 90 on that. But you can only get them in like poses like that. You can't really grab any Avengers. Sorry, I'm showing the different camera, Brandon. The legs are double jointed, and they're on those like weird T joints, but they feel so stiff. If I pull it, it's going to break. So, and there is a swivel at the thigh, but not good for posing. Like, you got to be the amazing skill levels to get this guy looking good fighting your Avengers. But not me. But again, the sculpt's great. Definitely represents the character. But this is a Marvel Select. So we need Marvel Legends versions of the Chitauri. And
the thing is, as well, is I don't know how they would do it because of the amount of unique sculpting involved.
Well, Hasbro, to be fair, when it comes to Marvel Legends, they do usually go all out with new sculpts and designs.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think therefore it would justify a deluxe release.
So, if we get a Chitauri in Marvel Legends form, what do you think the next one would be?
Outriders.
Outriders, of course it is. So these are the bad guys we first seen attacking Wakanda in Black Panther, and then of course we seen them at the end of Endgame as well in that final battle. And this isn't probably the best picture I'm showing you on the screen now. This is just a screenshot. But these have like 6 arms. I think they have 6 arms. And yeah, these would be crazy figures to army build if we could get them. I'd love to army build these and build like an epic end game display. Have you seen some guy online? I can't remember his name, but he's got like,
just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but he's got like some epic end game final battle destroyed building display.
Yeah. And then there's another. He's got 2. He's got like one that's the destroyed headquarters, and then another one that's got all the portals opening up and people.
Yes, so good, so good. That's the type of display I want, but don't have the skill to build. If he got some Night Riders and Outriders, and some Chitauri on that display, it would look epic. So we don't have any Outriders, but again, I do think an Outriders Chitauri 2-pack from Marvel Legends would be a hit, especially with MCU collectors. But I don't think that would ever be the case, unfortunately. But I'd love it. Not gonna lie, really would like it. So let me again. I wish I had a better picture to pull up of the Outriders. Gonna have a quick look at the chat. I got money in the bank. I got money in the bank. Shout out to the Rambo Mahoney with another super chat. He says Outriders would be awesome to have simply because of the potential. You could use them with so many figures. Yeah, as we were just saying, Rambo Mahoney, we completely agree. Outriders and Chitauri, 2 just sort of fodder aliens that I sort of want for our MCU displays. How many Chitauri have I got? Or how many would I get?
If Hasbro released them, how many would you get?
Again, like for me, my like rule of thumb for army building is 6. Like that's what I'd want is 6.
Yeah,
I've got 6 Hydra, 6 AIM, 6 Shield, 6 MCU Hydra. So yeah, for characters like that, I'd need at least 6. But again, if they were great figures and I could build a sick display like that guy I've seen online, then maybe so. So let's have a quick look at the chat before we move on. As I said, my chat's a little bit slow, people, so I do apologise if it's a little bit slow on my hand.
Yeah, mine's slow as well today, I think.
What's that, sorry?
I said I think mine's a little bit slow as well today.
Yeah, I think it's just the longer you stay on, the more delayed you and the chat are, unfortunately. Yeah. So people were talking about the Doro Malage. Kevin says he's got 12. Few people already mentioned the Outriders before we brought them up. Mark Tac says humanoids. Hawk villain, which are creations of the leader. Yep, you're not wrong. That would be another great comic version. Rambo Mahoney completely agrees with us. How have we not got the Chitauri yet? He's also obviously just mentioned the Outriders.
Every year that Hasbro have been to London Comic Con, so 2017, 18, and 19, to Ryan and to Dan, I said to them both, we need Chitauri and Outriders. But so I think it's definitely on their list.
All right, hang on. The missus is phoning me. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Wait, can I hear you and you're muted for... Okay, wait, so I'll talk to you guys in the meantime. So MCU, we've got Chitauri to come, we've got Outriders, so we've already got... Dan's on his call. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the missus just phoned me, right? I said I'd pick her up at 10. It's now 10:15, as you'd see. And she's like, I knew you wouldn't pick me up at 10. I was like, hang on a minute. You just said to me. You just said you were fine. So I'm going to go and pick the miss up in a minute. So we're going to jump through these real quick. So if you have any more suggestions or want to get our attention, then Rambo Mahoney is doing it correctly and jumping in with the super chats. We do appreciate it. As I said, this is all just going straight back into the collecting hobby and we love it. But yeah, so let me just jump through these rest of these. So we're going to jump through these quick because I've got 15 minutes and then I need to go, people. So we've already mentioned these in the comic form, but Brandon would definitely like these MCU versions. So would I. Brandon probably knows what I'm talking about before he's even seen a picture. Ultron bots, exactly that. So the picture I pulled up, I think is what's it called?
Hey.
No, it's art. It's not from the film. It's what do they call it? Why was the word escape my brain? Concept art. Yeah, what? See, I know I could say that any time of the day, but you throw me on camera and these type of words jump out your brain. Yeah, this is concept art from Age of Ultron. I don't think there was ever a scene this intense, but they did have a scene in the church which was a bit intense. So again, if they give us a good comic Ultron, we could easily fudge that into the MCU and use it as an MCU Ultron bot. So
two things quick. Phil Jones said you need to army build Dan Who so one can live stream and the other can collect the misses.
That would be a dangerous world. The missus would hate it even more. Or would she like it? Could be some interesting stuff going on with more than Dan.
There you go.
One could work for a living. Do you know what? If there was more than one Dan Who, we could all have different jobs and have shitloads of money and just be able to army build all day long. So maybe that would be a bad thing. Maybe wouldn't that be a bad thing?
One can YouTube all day. One can keep the missus happy.
Yeah.
One can work.
The Wolfpack says exactly right. He says, happy wife, happy life. He's not wrong. Yeah, Phil, you're not wrong. Rob's back. Welcome back, Rob Pollock. We appreciate you coming and going. We do appreciate you when you're here. You were like the guy with the comic knowledge. So if I'm unclear of my comic knowledge, I quickly jump to the comments to see what Rob's saying because he's usually on point every time. As I said, we're jumping through these MCU builder figures now. And the next one, can you guess, Brandon? So we're staying in the world of Age of Ultron. And this is just a random one I'm throwing out there as a potential army builder. So think at the Age of Ultron, what other sort of concept from the Age of Ultron world could we potentially get released and buy more than one of? We're never going to have it, by the way. This is just me throwing out a curveball. I'll throw the picture up on the screen so the chat can see. I
got two things.
Okay.
The first thing is I thought, Claw and his gang, his goons. And then the other thing I thought was, when they're storming the Hydra castles at the beginning. Oh no, hold on. or I just thought of the Iron Legion.
Yeah, you just thought of that now. We thought about that 5 minutes ago, Brandon, with the picture on the screen. All right, so keep up, right?
Mine's still on Age of Ultron concept.
No, I'm joking. Of course, yeah. It just makes me laugh because they can hardly hear you struggling as the Iron Legion's on the screen. Yeah, so Iron Legion, of course. So obviously, Iron Man calls these to Sokovia.
Man.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy one. I don't think they will give it us. I think the time has come and gone. This is very specific to Age of Ultron, but it is just, as I said, we're just throwing out some curveballs here, and I do think the Iron Legion is one of those figures they could release, and we could buy 4 or 5 of these for our shelf, which would look very nice.
One thing I did think was going to happen, I thought, because it's 2020, Iron Man 2 came out 10 years ago. I thought maybe we would get a 2-pack of Whiplash and the Suitcase Mark V Iron Man.
That would be very nice, and that is a perfect segue. You couldn't have even planned that segue better, talking about Iron Man 2. So, can you guess the next builder figure option?
Oh, those drones.
Yes, the hammer drone. See?
Hammer drone.
That segue worked out perfectly talking about Iron Man 2. So yeah, again, this is just another curveball. I don't think this will happen. But it's just another character within the MCU universe that we could buy more than one of for the display. And what's crazy about the hammer drones is that there's different versions of the hammer drones. There's the Army, the Navy, etc. So you could have maybe a hammer drone 2-pack. Again, too niche, never going to happen. Just throwing a curveball out there. Hammer drones are definitely something you could potentially have in the MCU.
Rob Pollock's comment, he said drone is better. Whiplash.
Yes, do you know? I'd love to get a Whiplash figure, just a Whiplash.
But you know that. No, but you know the in the movie.
Yes.
When he's showing it to hammer.
He can't fit a human's head in there, and then he says drone is better. Yeah, I know. I know my references. I love it when he talks about his bird all the time. I'd love a Whiplash figure with a bird accessory, like a bird in a little bird in a cage accessory. But yeah, I did an MCU quiz as a random while quarantine was going on my channel, and one of my questions was, what bird is Whiplash's bird or something? It was such a question that wasn't even MCU specific that everyone got really annoyed with me. Like, how's that MCU knowledge not knowing that his bird is a cockatoo? Do you know, like, to be fair, it was a harsh one, but he does have a cockatoo that he loves. But yes, MCU Whiplash. I know it's not an army builder, but just while we're on talking about the MCU and figures, Whiplash definitely out there. He's one of the main villains of a film that we don't have in figure form. So I do think, like, he was the perfect candidate for a 10th anniversary figure. Do you know, like the Mandarin. Yes, the Mandarin. Sorry, not Mandolin. Mandarin. Yeah. He was a random figure that was thrown in a pack. Throw Whiplash in there. So yeah.
Again, it's sculpting, and maybe the Mickey Rourke likeness as well.
Yeah, you know what? That probably is one of the main things, is the likeness. Mickey Rourke seems like one of those guys where he doesn't like the concept of having dolls or toys with his face on. Rob's saying Mini-Mates, Diamond Select actually gave us Mini-Mates individually numbered for each number of the Iron Legion. Wasn't expecting it, but it was very... that's pretty good. So I don't collect Mini-Mates, but that's always nice when companies pay attention to stuff like that. And again, the Iron Legion, these hammer drones, these are concepts of army builders that exist in the MCU. I just don't think we will see in figure form, unfortunately. So that was my last picture, Brandon. That was the last picture I had up today. And it took us 2 hours and 20 minutes to get through them. So that wasn't bad at all. That wasn't bad at all. So that was our MCU sort of spiel. So there you go. So me and Brandon have been here for a while now talking about army builders. So I do have to leave in a minute. So we're going to stick around for maybe 5 more minutes. So if anybody has any other wild army building suggestions, throw them in the comments right now, and me and Brandon will try and catch them. If you see anything you want to say, Brandon, mention it out. I'm just gonna have a quick look through my DMs or pictures, see what anyone sent me, anything. But yeah. So yeah, do you know what? I did enjoy the army building conversation. It is always fun to see how many people buy and what other people's idea of army building is. Like, some people's version of army building just maybe buying 2 of the same figure. Do you know, like, but some people may think army building, you need at least 10. Do you know, like, but again, that's the magic about the collecting community. There is no rules. It is like, you can buy what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So is anyone saying anything?
Another thing we mentioned today was vampires to go with Dracula. Would be cool.
Yeah, again, another niche one.
Choice.
But you could buy more of the Morbius figures, could you not?
Yeah, very true.
But then who would be your Dracula in your display, I guess, would be the main thing.
That's a really good point by Crazy Toon Productions. Adaptoids.
Oh, from the concept of Champions. Yep, that could be. And they are, Hasbro Marvel Legends are 100% taking influence from the concept of Champions game, because the Venom pool, who's getting a Build-A-Figure in the next Venom wave, is a design taken directly from the Marvel concept of Champions. So Hasbro is paying attention, so maybe. If you see anything else, Brandon, throw it up. Do you want to, before we get out of here, do you want to quickly mention any army builders from any other line, or do you want to save that for another day? But
I think let's save it for another day, because there's a lot there to talk about as well, I think.
Yeah, so basically me and Brandon were going to try and throw in some army builders from some different brands, as in G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, and even Ghostbusters, because you could have Crazy Ghosts maybe. And DC, DC, Black Series, like there's plenty of other army building concepts from other lines. So maybe we'll throw that in for a subject for another live stream. So yeah, we'll keep this one as Marvel Legends. But Homer Collection says the multiverse opens up army building the same characters like Spider-Verse. Yep, you're 100% right. But for me, I'd have to get different versions of Spider-Man for that to make sense. But I do think the multiverse is going to open up the MCU crazily, the same way that the Flashpoint and the multiverse in the DC. Do you know how the DC had Flash on TV and the movies meet up? Do you know? I do think
the
MCU can do anything they want. But yeah, short sword. I just see Cap Libs mention Sword Agents again. If the MCU are going to the sword direction, you know the comics and source material like to sort of copy what the MCU are doing, because you know Marvel are all in communication, because you know we're going to start getting loads of Eternal comics soon. Do you know, like, so if the MCU and the movies are moving into a more sword direction, then you can imagine that the comics, I don't know why I get those two mixed up, but you can imagine that the source material will change to that as well. But yeah, I can see a few people now mentioning Star Wars and clones, and that is definitely a conversation where Brandon would have to head that conversation, and I just sit back and going, "Oh yeah, tribal paint stormtrooper. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about with your tribal paint stormtroopers." So my just so everyone knows, my knowledge of stormtroopers and Star Wars is in the live action realm. I've never seen Clone Wars. I've never seen what's Rebels. I've only seen the films and the Mandalorian.
Rebels.
Oh yeah, there's the blue cat guy, that beefy blue cat guy with the beard.
The goatee.
Goatee cat guy. Yeah, that's him. No, that's Swab or Sharb or Swab. Zeb. There you go. See, that's my dyslexic brain for you. I knew it was something weird. But yes, okay, right. So we've been on for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So you got an extra bonus 25 minutes out of me and Brandon. And I'll probably get in trouble with the missus now. But oh wow, it doesn't matter. It's all worth it. I do appreciate everybody sticking around. So shout out to everyone who stuck around in the chat. I'll just throw out just quickly. So if you're on the comments, I'll quickly shout you out. So Rob, Blake, Cap Libs, Crazy Toon.
Oh wow, Rectangular just joined us.
Apollo, Todd. Yo, we're about to leave, Todd, so I appreciate it. But you can catch us on the replay. APOW, Hugo, Mark, Laser Pants, that's his real name, remember, as well. Obviously, Mark Tac as well, making us all jealous with his army building. Kevin, honestly, thank you very much. We sort of consistently had about 60 people around, which is crazy. Yeah, when you think about just imagine 60 people in your room, Brandon, now watching us talk about toys. It's crazy. So we do appreciate it. Our little escape talking about toys in this crazy hobby. I love you all. Appreciate all the super chats as always. Bad influences, to be honest, because you're just going to make me buy more crazy toys and stuff. But yeah, special thanks to our special guest today, Hank, the Hellfire Goon. Hank, have you got anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here? No, we can't, because he's a toy. He can't speak, you idiots. You bloody idiots, for God's sake. He's an action figure. But yeah, the Wolfpack Pool, Homerino Collections. I'm going to learn how to say that name properly, I promise. Homerino. It's my brain.
You got it.
Homerino, there you go. My brain sees it differently. It's my brain's fault, honestly. I apologize. Skipido Gaming, Skybedo Gaming. I can't read that. Your names have got to be easy names for me to read out, people, all right? But Rectangular, a.k.a. Todd, is in the building, so shout out to you, my friend. And we are all out. Todd, by the way, before I go, I only got 2 of these. I could only afford 2, Todd, right? So don't make me sad that I didn't get 3, because he said he wouldn't be happy with me if I didn't get 3. But I didn't have the money, Todd. I didn't have the money, all right? It's been hard. Collecting's a hard game on the wallet these days. But before we get out of here, Brandon, where can people follow you? Where can people see your content and stuff like that?
As always, guys, hero.collections on Instagram is the best place to find me. It's always a pleasure chatting to you guys on the chat.
And thank you very much for joining us. As I said, just another crazy sort of UK sort of perspective on this crazy collecting hobby we have. And as always, people, my name is Dan W. You can follow. I was about to say you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, but if you're here, you probably are. That's why you're here. But I'll say it anyway in case anyone randomly finds this stream and wants to watch it for 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Who's gonna? Never mind. Dan Who Reviews on Twitter. I am trying to use Twitter a lot more. The Marvel team are on Twitter now as well, so it's always fun to have some banter back and forth. So go on Twitter, Dan Who Reviews. Instagram, as you know, it's Dan Who. I'm trying to get to 10K followers on Instagram. Do you know, so I can do that cool swipe up thing that everyone else can do? I can't do that yet. I need 10K. So Dan Who Reviews on thing. And make sure you stick around for the live streaming Friday night extravaganza. The Infinity Equation podcast is always on just a little bit later. It's 1 a.m. UK time. You can work out the maths. I'm sure Laser Pants in the comments can let you know. But yeah, you got the Infinity Equation live stream later on. And then after that, you have Unparalleled going live. So always stick around, support everyone else in the community. Love is love.
Absolutely.
And
those are great streams too. Really, really, I always enjoy catching them on the replay.
Yeah, that was fun. Army builders. I'm glad we got a lot of talk out of army builders.
Yeah, because that was really good.
That could have been a side conversation, but again, like we've got the right crowd talking about army. These people know the army building world, so it was a good place. But yeah, I'll see everyone around soon. Much appreciated. Thank you to Brandon. Thank you to everyone. And as always, people.
Thanks everyone, guys.
As always, I shall see you